It's another gorgeous day in the Golden State of California. Netflix steps into the cage tonight for its first ever live mixed martial arts event. Under the bright lights of the inimitable Intuit Dome in Inglewood, two female trailblazers who helped change combat sports forever collide. Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano headlines the historic action starting at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. But first, we ignite the night with a six-pack of prelim scraps, including rising prospects, international talent, and former champions. Alongside three-time UFC title challenger Kenny Florian, I'm Mauro Ranallo, and we are about to get to the first preliminary fight. It's being contested at a contract weight of 165 pounds. Two veterans, two reputations built on grit, toughness, and refusing to take a backward step. Chris Avila battles Brandon Jenkins. 22 of their combined 25 wins have been via knockout or submission.
Yeah, that's right. Both of these guys are finishers through and through. You have Brandon Jenkins, out of his 16 wins, 14 of them are finishes, 11 by KO. And same thing for Chris Avila. Out of his 8 wins, 7 are finishes, a bunch of knockouts on his record. I don't see this one going the distance.
Here's rules expert and unofficial scorer Sean Wheelock.
This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. There is no kicking or kneeing the head of a grounded opponent. Strikes to the back of the head, spine, and groin are all illegal, and a fighter cannot legally grab the fence with their fingers or toes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Los Angeles. Live from the Intuit Dome tonight is the debut of MVP MMA. And we open our fight card first with a catchweight bout at 165 pounds. Introducing first to the hexagon, fighting out of the red corner, here is Brandon Jenkins.
"34 years of age, Brandon Jenkins, known as the human highlight reel because, well, he has a penchant for the dramatics. Began his martial arts career in Taekwondo as a preteen. Then when he was 17, he shifted to amateur MMA and kickboxing, turned pro at the age of 21. And he's looking to make an immediate impact representing Syndicate MMA. A busy night for John Wood and company as they will be in Gina Carano's corner in our much anticipated main event.
Yeah, that's right. Syndicate MMA, one of the top teams in the world, based out of Las Vegas. And Brandon Jenkins, coming from that Taekwondo background, you gotta look for those speedy kicks and his footwork. He's very good at getting in and getting out, and he loves an exciting brawl.
15 of his 17 wins inside the distance, but he lives and dies by the strike.
Yeah, I think leg kicks are going to play a pivotal part in his game plan. There's Merab Dvalishvili, former UFC bantamweight world champion. Always nice when you're training with that level of fighter, Mauro. It helps confidence, especially when you're going into these big fights.
I just came up with a phrase, iron sharpens iron.
That's
I don't
right.
think anyone's ever said that before.
That's right. But it's true. It is true.
He's also 1-0 with a draw and a knockout in boxing, so look for Brandon Jenkins to be throwing punches in bunches and utilizing all of his striking weapons here in our opening bout.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, making his way to the cage, here is Chris Avila.
Representing the 209, that is Stockton, California, and the Cesar Gracie fight team, the veteran, Chris Avila. Long before the bright lights, Avila found his fighting family through a chance meeting at his father's Stockton, California window tint shop. None other than Nate Diaz saw something rare, a young fighter who could strike and grapple, and soon Avila was being thrown into rounds with true killers. Toughness earned. One hard lesson at a time. He's been boxing more than he's been doing MMA lately, but returns to the cage, hoping to set the scene for what should be a successful night for his team, or so he hopes.
Yeah, that's right. And Chris Avila has been training with Nick Diaz Academy, and he definitely is going to look like he has a very familiar style, very much cut from that same cloth as Nick and Nate Diaz. Loves to be in boxing range, is extremely tough and durable. This should be fun.
Avila, of course, an acolyte of Nate Diaz, who will be a part of the people's main event tonight. Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry, the original baddest mother effer versus the king of violence. It's an historic night, a momentous occasion for all of us who have been a part of this incredible sport of mixed martial arts to finally be making its debut on the world's biggest platform, Netflix, tonight at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. But it's Avila and Jenkins that hope to start things with a bang.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Intuit Dome here in Los Angeles, California, we begin our prelim card for the debut of MVP MMA. This prelim bout is streamed live on the Most Valuable Promotions YouTube channel. And to Dome, our opening contest, 3 5-minute rounds, a catchweight bout at 165 pounds. This and all bouts tonight are presented by MVP MMA and Jake Paul and Nikisa Badarian's Most Valuable Promotions. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside: Joe Morigliano, Daniel Mobley, and Giovanni Varela. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Frank Trigg. So, ladies and gentlemen, 2 warriors, 1 fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks with gray trim, he stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 164.2 pounds. Tonight, he enters the hexagon with a professional mixed martial arts record of 16 wins versus 11 defeats. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, here's the human highlight reel, Brandon Jenkins. And now his opponent, standing across the hexagon, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the gray trunks with black trim. He stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 164 pounds even. Tonight, he enters the cage with a professional MMA record of 8 wins versus 9 defeats. Fighting out of and representing Stockton, California, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Avila.
Step in, come on. All right, gentlemen, you got the rules in the locker room. Make it a clean, fair fight. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Go back to your corner and come out swinging.
My former Pride Fighting Championships broadcast partner, Frank Trigg, UFC Hall of Famers, the referee. It's Chris Avila seeking his 3rd straight MMA victory and 3rd straight knockout against Brandon Jenkins, who would love to add to his highlight reel. 3 5-minute rounds, contract weight of 165.
Let him go. Okay, ready? Ready? Fight!
Avila told us he considers himself a counter-puncher, has a good jab and an overhand right, but it's Jenkins quickly bringing the fight to the Stockton native.
Yeah, Jenkins trying to back up Avila here, trying to get a rhythm, trying to get the range going with those long-range strikes. He understands Avila wants to be in tight in that boxing range.
Jenkins fighting from the southpaw stance, eats a calf kick to his lead leg. You'll see many of the same mannerisms that you would see in a Diaz brothers fight from Chris Avila. Loves to put on the pressure. Oh, and there's Jenkins again with the flashy offense, the spinning kick that just missed.
That's right. Jenkins mixing up those Taekwondo kicks, going downstairs, mixing things upstairs. Avila needs to keep those hands up high.
Jenkins almost telegraphing a switch kick. Decided against it. Sharp jab from Avila. Another kick, and there's a tie plumb and a knee up the middle by Jenkins. Jenkins has had the better offense thus far.
He has. He's more versatile. He's throwing more variety, Morrow, which can always keep your opponents guessing. Jenkins now going downstairs, trying to take away that lead leg of Avila. But Avila has had success with that jab. He needs to keep that pumping.
And there was that switch kick as Jenkins was off balance. Avila landed the left hook, and now Avila looking to work behind the jab. He has a half-inch reach advantage on the taller Jenkins, but Jenkins continues to put forward pressure on him. Sweeping right hand lands before he exits.
Yeah, that's right. And Jenkins a little bit too comfortable for my liking. If I'm on Team Avila, I don't want him coming forward like he is. He's got to establish that jab to find his range and let him know there's going to be repercussions just like that.
Counter right hand from Avila, who said it's time for a real fight, and he's coming to show up and show out. It's been competitive. Level change by Avila, stuffed by Jenkins.
Yeah, it might have been a little collision of heads as well there, Mara. Both kind of level changed at the same time.
Slashing elbow by Jenkins. So we have seen a versatile attack from Brandon Jenkins. Oh, what a right hand by Avila.
Yeah, Avila might be setting that trap. He's kind of flicking that jab out there, trying to set up a big right hand, and Jenkins has walked into it a couple times.
And Avila's best work has been behind the textbook jab. There's a kick from Avila, a rarity in this fight, but Jenkins setting him up, and there it is, a spinning hook kick that missed.
Yeah, that was close, and again, Avila needs to keep those hands up high. Almost got clipped with that kick.
Hands are down for Avila, and again, that's straight out of the Diaz playbook. You are playing with fire, however. And there's a spinning back kick to the liver by Jenkins.
Yeah, those are the kind of shots that will take the wind out of you and make you tired. Jenkins needs to continue to attack that body anytime Avila backs up against the cage because he has nowhere to go.
Here comes Avila, feeding him a steady diet of right uppercuts that momentarily rattles Jenkins and stops his momentum. And we are under 2 minutes left in the opening round, and Avila coming on strong as Jenkins looks to land the Muay Thai knee strike.
Yeah, he's starting to find his range, and I like Avila when he's moving forward way more, Marl, than when he's backing up. Now he's pumping that jab, but way more active. Big shots by both men here.
A minute and a half left in the first round, and Brandon Jenkins and Chris Avila putting on an offensive clinic, but Jenkins looking for that highlight reel finish.
That hook kick was so close to the jaw of Chris Avila. And again, those hands being that low is a concern for me.
Avila, despite 9 losses, has never been stopped, while Jenkins has been stopped 5 times, including 3 knockouts.
I think it's that Stockton water, Marl. They all have iron chins. It's unbelievable. So tough.
Final minute of the fight. Front flick kick there by Avila. Just testing the waters with the kicks. He's more busy with the jab.
And Avila is eating a lot of calf kicks here, but I like how he's returning with a kick of his own. That's what he needs to do. Oh, nice jab again by Avila.
Yeah, Avila's jab's been his best punch, lands the cross. Nice right hand lands by Avila and hits him again with the jab.
Yeah, those are stinging jabs for sure. Jenkins not liking that at all. Needs to be moving his head.
Pops his head back, and you can see Jenkins switching stances, trying to stop what is becoming an offensive onslaught from Avila.
Yeah, we're seeing a crescendo of strikes here, Morrow. Both these guys looking for the finish now.
Yeah, he would like to end it with a crush endo. 14 seconds left in what has been an entertaining first round. Going to the well again with the back kick as Jenkins delivers another slashing elbow. But we have seen entertaining action to kick things off. Another elbow near the bell for Jenkins. Wow.
Breathe. We don't need to make this a boxing match. That was a perfect first half of that round by picking and poking.
Well, we talked about Jenkins' Taekwondo background. He's been trying to chop away at that lead leg of Chris Avila.
If we grab, it's the fire stuff right.
And here's Avila on the offensive, backing Jenkins up. This has been where he's been most successful, when he's putting together combinations and backing Jenkins up. Has found some success with his jab when he's moving backwards, but he needs to be more of the aggressor here.
Chris, do me a favor, stay over there. Stay behind line for me. Ready?
Time for the second round, scheduled for 3. At a contract weight of 165, it's been a pure stand-up battle between Taekwondo expert Brandon Jenkins and a man who's fought in the Diaz system for years as a boxer and a grappler, Chris Avila. Avila's had much more experience as a professional boxer, and he used the textbook jab to effect in that first round, but Jenkins had his moments as well.
Yeah, that's right. For me, I think as far as the boxing combinations, Avila has landed the crisper combinations, but Jenkins has been more versatile. He's been throwing more variety.
And he's using crafty kicks and a different variety of kicks. So the punches have been more effective from Avila, while Jenkins has taken care of the foundation, so to speak.
And the function of the calf kicks, why Jenkins is really trying to attack that lead leg of Avila, is it takes away your power. You can't put as much weight on that lead leg, and also takes away your ability to move quickly on your feet.
Over under now, looking for the body lock is Jenkins as they grapple in close for the dominant position, and a huge edge for Jenkins in terms of the strikes there. Very, very successful with the kicks. It's the power strikes up top have been for Chris Avila.
Yeah, Jenkins definitely has been a busier striker, throwing a variety of strikes, continues to chop away at that lead leg. And how Chris Avila is still standing, I have no idea. Again, coming with that Stockton toughness, now pumping that jab out.
Oh, nice right uppercut by Jenkins in the entry. Nice angle with that right uppercut. Now he's throwing the jab, going back downstairs, looking to tenderize the lead leg of Avila. Avila coming forward now, high guard with that jab.
Jenkins needs to continue to move that head, flying knee.
And the elbow again. Jenkins looking for that level trajectory elbow to stop Avila, and maybe looking to stop him in his tracks with the constant attack to the lead leg.
That's right, and I love that blitz as well. He's staying busier, and that, at the end of the day, if this goes the distance, is going to win him the fight. He's throwing with more volume and more intent.
Avila has to put together combinations. He's landed the jab, but not followed up with anything else.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the damage to that lead leg, Morrow. He's eating a lot of shots. Now we just switched stance.
Yep.
Not a great sign for Chris Avila, who's dealing with some serious pain on that lead leg. That leg is compromised. Jenkins again chopping away at that lead leg.
Careful with your fingers, guys. Careful with your fingers.
And the swollen left eye of Brandon Jenkins. Oh, a spinning back elbow by Jenkins. Avila fires back, but there's no doubt that Brandon Jenkins wants to live up to the moniker, the human highlight reel. And what bigger stage than this to do it as he continues to chop away at the...
Absolutely. Chris Avila to slow him down, keep him hesitant, and set up other traps for his boxing. Chris Avila now starting to go on offense with his boxing strikes, landing some good shots upstairs.
Minute and a half left in the middle frame. A lot of damage to the face of Jenkins, and a left hook just landed for Avila. Right uppercut by Jenkins. A bloody, gutsy battle. This is how you kick off a show, by putting it all on the line, as Avila and Jenkins are doing.
It's been an amazing fight so far. Chris Avila now starting to back up Jenkins. And he's shown a couple times where he wanted a level change, and I'm not mad at that idea. I think at this point, with the compromised leg, it would serve him well to try to take this fight to the ground and get on top of Avila.
Under a minute left in the second round. Oh, left hook lands for Avila. Nice jab, but again, the counter kick downstairs by Jenkins, who continues to chop away, looking to take out the knee there.
Jenkins.
Oh, uppercut lands for Jenkins, and the spinning elbow into the back fist. Connected, but not powerfully. Left uppercut by Avila. Oh, sharp jab by Avila.
Jenkins needs to move that head. He does great with some offense, and then needs to get off the center line or cut important angle.
And
Avila's pumping that jab.
He needs to try to check the kick because that leg's been compromised. Spinning back fist kick and a nice elbow from Jenkins, who is bleeding. We are through 2 excellent rounds of action. Back and forth we go. Avila and Jenkins putting on a show.
Mark, that cut was from an elbow. The elbow was a cut.
Last round. This is a close fight. I don't know how they're going to judge this one, so let's go out there.
Here's Avila pumping out that jab. Jenkins gets thrown off balance there as he tries to attempt yet another calf kick. Both men have landed some good calf kicks. There's Avila throwing that jab. Beautiful spinning back attack, but how about that combination with Chris Avila, showing that he is an excellent counterpuncher.
And there's straight out of Stockton, flipping him the bird, the iconic double birds when Nate Diaz got that triangle choke back in the UFC. Made everybody take notice.
Thank you. Ready?
See how I respected the loser by not mentioning his name?
That's right.
It was an all-time moment in MMA, and we are in the midst of a terrific fight here between Brandon Jenkins, looking to get back on the winning track, and Chris Avila, who was looking for his 3rd straight MMA victory after a foray into the sweet science.
Both men utilizing flick jabs, just try to set up some other bigger strikes. Nice body shot there from Jenkins, attacks the liver, which will slow down Avila, but Avila says, no, not today.
And according to our unofficial score, Sean Wheelock, he has Jenkins ahead 20-18, and continuing to come with the knee attack. And Avila just keeping his head on center, absorbing these strikes.
Jenkins just throwing so much offense at Chris Avila.
And it's a testament to his conditioning, because the pace hasn't abated here in the final round. And Jenkins has the hand low, maybe trying to set a trap. Avila coming in close, just misses getting sliced up with that elbow. But the low kick to the lead leg is becoming a bigger and bigger issue for Avila.
Yeah. A lesser fighter would have been down a long time ago. These are brutal calf kicks, and Avila pumping out that jab with good success. That's been the story for him all fight. Just hasn't been able to follow up with more combinations.
Oh, and the high head kick there by Jenkins. Going downstairs with a thigh kick, oblique kick from Jenkins. So mixing it up beautifully with the lower strikes, while Avila's getting the better of the punching department, especially the jab.
Yeah, both men came in shape, but I'm really impressed with the volume of Brandon Jenkins.
And the fact that Jenkins 34, Avila 33. Yes, a contract weight of 165, but they are more than earning their keep. That uppercut on the inside remains a danger. Now Avila looking to use lateral movement, looking to check those kicks to his lead leg. Now almost got the kick caught, and Jenkins continues to invest in the uppercut.
Yeah, he sure does. He just has a variety of weapons at many different ranges, where Chris Avila, not as versatile. He's throwing the long jab, he's throwing the kick to the body. There's another body shot there from Jenkins and landed well.
Would it behoove Avila to try to take it to the ground?
I think so. I'm surprised he hasn't done more of that. He's level
What's the adjustment he has to make to try to do that?
He needs to catch. The best time to do it is as Jenkins is moving forward. You use that momentum against him, just like it is right there.
Oh, and the elbow on the exit.
Just wasn't able to drive forward. And again, I maintain it's because of that compromised lead leg.
And the pressure. So you see Jenkins with the advantage in terms of the total strikes thrown and connected, and that includes all the strikes. And now a right hand from Avila.
Yeah, that looked like it hurt Jenkins
around, and he tagged him with another right from southpaw position. A minute 38 left. Avila 1-2-3 punch combination, culminating with the left hook.
Yeah, Avila really trying to attack that hematoma over the left eye of Brandon Jenkins.
Jenkins looking to land the knockout blow with the uppercut and the kicks.
Jenkins is just non-stop offense here.
There has not been one successful takedown. Avila's changed levels at times. There's another oblique kick from Jenkins. Jenkins has really done a great job of taking away Avila's power base, but Avila continues to march forward with the jab.
Yeah, I don't think there's a strike that Jenkins hasn't thrown. He's thrown everything in his arsenal, and Avila still there in front of him.
Final minute of what has been a frenetic fight. A terrific way to usher in a new era of MMA here at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. Jenkins, another kick to the lead leg of Avila. Just over half a minute left.
Jenkins has some serious offensive skills. It's so beautiful to see him mix up all of these strikes.
12 knockouts, 3 submissions. Avila has never been stopped. Head kick by Jenkins. Final 15 seconds.
Avila is so tough, my goodness.
Now that's how you welcome people to the world of MMA.
Stop. Good fight, guys.
Both fighters deserve they're standing and cheering, especially Chris Avila's family representing Stockton, and they have to be proud of their son, brother, friend. And meanwhile, Brandon Jenkins, there were many highlights for him in this fight.
Some fighters are just built for each other, and these guys were built for each other. Tremendous matchmaking. Both guys really brought it out there.
It's always great when the fighters deliver as advertised. Yes. And what an estimable edifice. The Intuit Dome, state of the art. Let's get our unofficial scorecard from Sean Wheelock.
Morrow, 3 rounds to none, 30-27, Brandon Jenkins. Rounds 1 and 2 were very close. And Kenny, you talked about Avila continually landing the jab, the uppercuts, the check hooks with the lead left hand. But Brandon Jenkins, the effective striking, the low kicks, we saw the hook kicks to the head, the question mark kicks. Ultimately, it comes down to damage through effective striking. That was Brandon Jenkins with his variety and especially those low kicks.
We just saw Jenkins getting support from Merab Valashvili, former UFC champion, and we await the judges' scores. But so much heart, so much skill, and respect. Above all else, earned respect. And that's what separates MMA for a lot of other sports. You go, it's a hurt business, Kenny. You're trying to put food on the table from your family. But after going 15 hard minutes, the respect is there.
Yeah, absolutely. You end up knowing more about that person than perhaps people in his family, right? You know what that person's about. You trade blood. Fantastic fight.
All right, we have our cage announcer, Big Mo, standing by with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Judge Giovanni Morales sees it 29-28, Jenkins. Judge Daniel Mobley sees it 29-28, Avila. And finally, Judge Merigliano sees it 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Brandon, the human highlight reel, Jenkins.
They were closer than conjoined twins, but in the end, Brandon Jenkins earns a split decision victory, ending Avila's MMA winning streak and returning to the win column in impressive fashion. And let's look at the CompuStrike numbers.
Yeah, you see the total landed there for Brandon Jenkins. For me, that's the story. He was throwing more volume, not to mention, again, just like Sean was talking about, we saw more damage take place on Avila when it comes to how he was moving out there. Although Jenkins' face was, bruised up and bloodied, for me, when I see a compromised leg out there, that means that's effective striking, and Jenkins was just way more versatile.
Fantastic way to begin our proceedings. Chris Avila, hard-fought defeat. No need to hang his head. He put it all out there, as the crew from Stockton, California usually does. So we are just warming up here at the Intuit Dome, with much more action coming your way here on the prelims. Coming up next, we turn to women's action at a catchweight of 130 pounds. Aline Pereira taking on Jade Masson-Wong. And Pereira with the physical edge, a huge 7-inch reach advantage, and she'll try to maximize that, as the younger sister of the two-division UFC champ Alex looks to put on a show.
Yeah, that's right, and she has a very similar style to her brother, Alex Pereira. Has a nasty left hook, has a variety of long-range strikes that she's going to try to use against the shorter Jade Masson-Wong. But Jade Masson-Wong loves to move forward. She's extremely aggressive, has some sharp boxing herself, and I expect another exciting fight here.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, inside the Intuit Dome here in Los Angeles, California, as we move along with our prelim card for MVP MMA before we go live around the world on Netflix for our main card. We now arrive at a catchweight bout at 130 pounds. Introducing first to the hexagon, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Jade Masson-Wong.
From my home and native land, native of Quebec City, Quebec, Canada, Jade Masson-Wong. She told us that she was an athletic but shy child who went all in on everything from gymnastics to academics before combat sports transformed her confidence and gave structure to an intensity that once showed up in teenage street fights and adrenaline-seeking behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll see it when she fights. She utilizes a lot of forward pressure, throws a lot of different combination strikes, has found some success doing bare knuckle fighting.
At 18, she began training MMA in search of a new challenge. She built a career of 10 years worth of experience and 6 years in bare knuckle boxing. Jade Masson-Wong with a huge opportunity to represent the true North.
Looks nice and relaxed out there. Getting comfortable with the hexagon. I love her nickname, the Evil Smile.
She's the shorter, scrappier of the two. Distance management might become survival, not luxury.
And now her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, making her way to the cage, please welcome Aline Pereira.
35-year-old Aline Pereira, the native of Brazil, representing Glover Teixeira MMA and fitness team. Teixeira, the former UFC champion. As we mentioned, she's the sister of a two-division champion in the UFC, her older brother Alex. She has trained with him for many years, and really at 5'9", she is towering over most opponents in her fights. She's long, sharp, and punishing, known for technical precision and resilience, but she really thrives when controlling range with straight punches, low kicks, knees, and of course, that nasty left hook.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the fight finisher for her. We've seen her land that in her kickboxing fights, has more experience in kickboxing. We've seen her in karate combat have success there as well. Still relatively new, really, both of these women to mixed martial arts, but a very important fight here. I know she's been working very hard on her grappling as well.
She said, and I quote, "I believe it's going to be a very aggressive fight since my opponent also comes from a striking background, and I promise to put on an excellent performance." Close quote. We just witnessed an excellent performance in our opener, and let's see what the ladies bring to the cage. If the past is any indication, they're coming to steal the show.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Intuit Dome here in Los Angeles, California, we move along with the prelim card for MVP MMA, and we now arrive at a catchweight bout at 130 pounds, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at cage side: George Allen, John Marigliano, and Jonathan Romero. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Mike Beltran. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 warriors, 1 fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing the black trunks with red and gray trim, she stands 5 feet, 4 inches tall. She weighed in at 129.2 pounds. Tonight, she enters the hexagon with a professional MMA record of 3 victories versus 2 defeats. Hailing and fighting out of Quebec City, Quebec, Canada, Jade Masson-Wong. And now her opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the all black. She stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall. She weighed in at 128 pounds even. Tonight, she enters the cage with an even MMA record of 2 victories versus 2 defeats. Fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, Aline Pereira.
Bring it in, ladies. Aline. All right, ladies, been over the rules already. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves now if you want. At the sound of the bell, come on out and handle your business, ladies. Let's go.
Aline Pereira, 6-2 kickboxing record, looking to improve to 3-2 in MMA, while Jade Masson-Wong looks to go to 4-2 inside the cage.
All right, ladies, first round. Ready to fight? Ready to fight? Hey, let's go.
The bell in round 1 scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds at a contract weight of 130 pounds, and immediately Pereira's going to try to use her length advantage.
Yeah, that's right. She's going to throw a lot of long on the outside.
7-inch disadvantage when it comes to reach. I guess quickly darting in like that, stick and move to the body.
Absolutely, and she needs to feint her way in as well. She needs to get some hesitation on the way of Pereira that she can find her way into that boxing range.
Good start by Masson-Wong to try to earn Pereira's respect early, flashing the jab, entering the danger zone. Good feint by Masson-Wong, looking to get Pereira to bite for the counter. Pereira extends that pool cue jab.
And Pereira with a very strong stance.
Oh, great job by Masson-Wong to catch the kick, put Pereira on her back. She's looking to utilize up kicks. However, meanwhile, Masson-Wong enters the open guard.
She timed it perfectly, pressured her just at the right time. This is where she wants to be in this fight. Pereira, fantastic striker, but this is the weakest part of her game. So smart strategy here.
Pereira working now from the closed guard, looking to control Masson-Wong's posture. Talk about the positioning here by both fighters and who has the advantage.
Yeah, well, for me right now, it's Jade Masson-Wong. She's doing a good job of keeping her head over the head of Aline Pereira here, which takes away her ability to sit up.
And of course, if you're able to posture up, you have a lot more space to deliver the power and the speed, but it's a good job by Pereira right now. She's busy from the bottom. You don't have the same leverage on your punches, but you're keeping busy.
She is staying busy.
Needs to shrimp her hips.
She's controlling the waist of Jade Masson-Wong, but I'd like to see Jade get a little busier here, start throwing some strikes.
Are we going to see Masson-Wong attempt to do what Rampage Jackson did against Ricardo Arona back in the Pride Fighting Championship days? Kenny, a power bomb attempt?
Looked like she was trying to get posture here. It looked like she was more trying to do that to try to get posture to rain down some grounded pound. Aline staying very busy from bottom right now. She might be trying to get an angle on an arm lock.
And an elbow. Pereira looking for her first submission win. There's some slashing elbows from top position by Masson-Wong, scoring blows, looking to cut Pereira.
She's doing a good job of balancing control on the ground with some short strikes. Sometimes if you posture up too much, you give too much space to the person on bottom where they can get back to their feet. And I wouldn't be surprised to see, oh, they're going to stand him up.
Oh, okay. I wondered about that. I don't know if I agree with it.
It was a little quick for my liking, I think. You know, it looked like Jean Masson-Wong was staying busy with short strikes.
But I'm not one to argue with the Ox Baker of MMA referees, Mr. Mike Beltran. Under 2 minutes left here in the first round. Masson-Wong continues to be as advertised. Aggressive, looking for range. Nice right hand from Pereira. That kept Masson-Wong honest. Pereira, low kick. So Pereira trying to find her rhythm.
I like the sense of urgency from Pereira as well. She's trying to stay busy and really try to back Masson-Wong up.
Calf kick by Pereira. Minute and a half left in the opening round. Masson-Wong again closing the distance, making the investment to the body. Not connecting flush, but still doing enough to try to stop Pereira, the much bigger fighter.
Yeah, it's a fascinating contrast to Styles. Pereira trying to lean on her kicks a little bit more, and Jean Masson-Wong trying to rely on her boxing with those blitzing combinations. Oh, big shot there from Masson-Wong.
Just over a minute left in the first round, and Masson-Wong doing a good job there. Under a minute now left in the opening round. And it's been competitive in terms of the amount of strikes thrown and landed. Masson-Wong doing a much better job with the arm strikes.
Masson-Wong needs to feint her way in. She's trying to get into boxing range, but she's not feinting enough. So Aline Pereira is ready for that blitz now.
Pereira, of course, ended up on her back, but was in no real danger, although a couple of elbows did land from short distance. Final seconds of the opening round. Pereira puts together a combination. Masson-Wong fires a counter right, using some lateral movement now. Body kick by Pereira. As the woman landed, Pereira lands a right hand. So a nice exchange and good opening 5 minutes.
Stop.
Breathe. Breathe. Breathe more. Breathe more. Keep breathing. You're hurting her.
Mantenha calma, mas
Keep
quando você
calm.
entrar, tem que estar com o golpe duro.
When you get in, you gotta keep a strong hit. Give a strong hit, give a strong jab, and you keep going, you keep pushing.
And here's the body kick from Aline Pereira. And Jean Masson-Wong made her pay for that. Ended up getting top position here. But I thought Aline Pereira did a great job of staying busy off of her back. There's some nice short elbows. The best shots on the ground there from Jean Masson-Wong.
And one of the best views here of this amazing arena, the home of the Clippers. We return to action, and these two looking to clip each other with some heavy shots, both known for their striking in different disciplines. And as a wise person once said, Kenny, styles make fights, and these two meshing just like our opener.
Yeah, and Aline Pereira just needs to be careful throwing too many of those body kicks. Yes, they are effective, but as she found out in round one, they can be trapped, and she can get taken down off of those.
And unofficial score, Sean Wheelock saw enough to give Masson-Wong the opening round, but Pereira trying to find the offensive rhythm, trying to maximize her her reach advantage. What's the best way to do it other than the jab, Kenny?
Well, she's been finding success with that overhand right, and she's doing much better when she's feinting her way in in order to land it. Got to do that against the longer, rangier striker.
And for Masson-Wong, you have to be happy if you're in her corner with the way she's approached this fight thus far, although always can look to take the head off center line a lot more.
I also think that first round was way too close to get comfortable.
Right.
I think it could have gone either way. And Pereira continues to fire away at the body, but instead of going with the roundhouse, she's throwing that teep, that stabbing-like kick, which is much better and way harder to counter, Mark.
Yeah, from the sport of Muay Thai, the king of all martial arts, the science of 8 limbs, the hands, elbows, knees, and feet. One of the many disciplines that comprises mixed martial arts. 3.5 minutes left. And Pereira now misses with the sweeping kick, but putting forward pressure on Masson-Wong, who tries to crash distance.
And Aline Pereira is kind of moving straight back, and that allows Masson-Wong to continue that blitzing attack. She needs to move laterally or cut an angle to prevent that pressure.
Level change by Masson-Wong, but Pereira unloading a 3-punch combination, backing Masson-Wong up. Masson-Wong moving to her right.
And Pereira very close with that famous left hook.
I was going to say, that usually could be a good thing, but not against a fighter like Pereira, who has that nasty left hook.
And she'll throw that to get her balance back as well. So look for this combination to finish with the left hook. Aline Pereira absolutely nasty with a nice right hand.
And you talked about neither fighter really, you're never comfortable in the cage, let's face it, but it is close, and the numbers indicate that. Counter right hand by Masson-Wong, but a better one from Pereira. Another teep to the midsection of Masson-Wong.
Yeah, and I'm seeing more vicious intent out of the punches and strikes of Pereira. She's trying to pour it on. Feels a little bit more comfortable with her range, it seems.
Sharp jab, moves to her right, using angles, finding rhythm on the balls of her feet, moving back, looking for maybe a pull counter, Kenny.
Yeah, she definitely has that in her arsenal.
Midsection jab, and of course the jab to the body can open up the left hook upstairs.
I'd like to see Jade Masson-Wong get busier here. Hasn't thrown a whole lot of volume to start this round. Pereira really has been leading the dance here.
Body kick lands with a punishing thud. And I think Masson-Wong beginning to feel the effects of the power of Pereira, yet the gutsy Canadian coming forward.
Yeah, that will certainly slow you down as a fighter. And then it sets up the head kick later on as well, Mauro. It sets a pattern, and then you switch it up. Beautiful, there's the left hook we were talking about.
Counter head, and that makes Masson-Wong attack the back. Masson-Wong looking for her. For submission, she has a knockout. She's lost by rear naked choke. She's looking to reverse that now, but Pereira well schooled in this position.
Yeah, she's tucking her chin. She's trying to take away that space underneath her chin for that rear naked choke. But so far, so good here for Jade Masson-Wong, who has good positioning. You see her really trying to get cheek to cheek, and that takes away the ability of the fighter who's in that rear naked choke position to escape.
What do they call it in their native Brazil?
Mata-leão.
The lion kill. Masson-Wong in top position. Under 30 seconds left in the second. Masson-Wong looking to make Pereira pay. Pereira using the cage, looking to reverse the scramble. And the crowd on its feet as Pereira looking to dominate now. Counter right from Masson-Wong. The ladies are delivering here inside the Intuit Dome.
Perfect timing on that escape there from Aline Pereira. It looked like she was going to be in trouble and suffer from some ground and pound, but she got out at the right time.
Houdini couldn't have done it any better.
Good job. Breathe. Very good job, Lee. Breathe. Deep breath. All right. You see, you're staying within her range. You got to get in a little bit more closer. Believe in coming in with that over right. Okay. Believe in yourself. You come in with that over, but push her more towards the cage.
It was another close round here, Mauro. There's that overhand right from Masson-Wong. There's that nice left hook that hurt Jade Masson-Wong, turned into a takedown, had mount. And here's Aline Pereira fighting to get back to her knees and eventually to her feet. Took away that ground and pound from Masson-Wong at just the right time.
Nakisa Badarian to your right, and of course the one and only Jake Paul, Most Valuable Promotions MVP, bringing their first MMA card to the world, as Nakisa Badarian and Jake Paul definitely disrupting the combat sports space.
Third final round. Red fight. Red fight.
We have reached the final round of this contract weight of 130 pounds. The 2-2 Aline Pereira in the blue corner, and the 3-2 Jade Masson-Wong in the red corner. And it's dead even according to our unofficial scorer, Sean Wheelock. So it comes down to the final 4.5 minutes, Kenny. That usually means a sense of urgency.
Yeah, 100%. Neither of these teams can be too comfortable here. I would even say they need to go for the finish. One of them should go for the finish.
Sorry to interrupt. Biggest adjustment you'd make for each to ensure victory?
I think for Masson-Wong, she needs to be more aggressive and throw more volume. She didn't throw enough for me in round 2 that allowed Pereira to really take charge. And for Pereira, she needs to take more advantage of that reach advantage, continue to back up Masson-Wong.
Another low kick delivered by Pereira. Masson-Wong trying to swim her way into close quarters, but unable to really navigate. Again, a 7-inch reach advantage. Put that in a little perspective, Kenny.
It is extremely hard to deal with, especially if you're the fighter who's getting backed up. So really, it comes down to who's going to lead the dance here. Now, Jade feeling that pressure and that urgency is starting to try to do that.
Yep, trying to level change and force the takedown, but unable to do so against Pereira. Pereira slipping that right hand from Masson-Wong. Right hand delivers for Pereira. Looking to punish Masson-Wong with those shots.
And I like the fact that Pereira is no longer just moving backwards in a straight line. She's cutting angles and she's moving laterally to avoid that pressure.
In watching Masson-Wong, we've seen her control the rhythm and punish impatience, but tonight having to solve a different kind of puzzle, and one that is rare in this weight class, a 5'9" fighter with the physical dimensions of a Pereira.
Well, she has found success with that blitzing attack. Anytime she's rushing and setting it up with feints, she's finding a lot more success, especially with that overhand right. Being the taller fighter is an advantage in a lot of cases, but sometimes it's not. There's that left hook again.
By Pereira that lands, but Masson-Wong can take a shot. She has been stopped by strikes once in her career, but she is eating these punishing blows from Pereira.
Yeah, both these ladies are absolute gamers, so tough.
A huge edge for Pereira in terms of strikes landed like that one, as Masson-Wong now has a chance, and a right hand on the exit. Another right by Masson-Wong. She lands 3 rights, 4 rights in a row. Another right hand lands for Masson-Wong.
This is exactly what she needs to do, and she's done this a few times throughout this fight where she takes damage and returns immediately.
Should she set up the right and level change and look for that quick takedown? Or is it now with 1:45 left, she needs to go for a knockout?
I think the takedown could serve her well, potentially to steal the round, but then it depends on how active she is from that top position. Ooh. She wasn't active enough for me in round 1, so if she does get that takedown, she needs way more ground and pound.
Counter left is there for Pereira. 1.5 minutes left in the fight.
That left hook from Pereira is absolutely nasty.
Oh. The fight could still very well be hanging in the balance, Kenny, with just over 1 minute left. There's a clinch. The knee from Masson-Wong, one from Pereira. She backs the Canadian to the cage. Final 60 seconds.
Masson-Wong doing a good job of getting this clinch position, trying to move Pereira around, potentially up against the cage, but you see Pereira circling away from that cage, really well, and she has some nasty knees. Watch for those here.
There's an elbow on the exit by Masson-Wong. Resets in the center of the cage. And Pereira stalks her. Left hook just lands. Oh, right hand by Pereira. Final 30 seconds. That left hook took her off balance.
Yeah, she put so much into it, lost her balance there. Masson-Wong trying to take advantage here, trying to create some kind of offense as this round comes to a close.
And speaking of close, the judges have their work cut out for them. Pereira, Masson-Wong go 3 rounds. And the crowd, the early crowd here at the Intuit Dome, appreciate the action.
Put your hands up. There we go.
Both ladies with some fantastic moments in this fight, both on the feet and on the ground. There's those long strikes from Pereira. Beautiful 1-2 from Pereira there. Masson-Wong turns it into a clinch. And that's her best punch of the fight. Landed it a bunch of times. There it is. 3 times in a row, backing up Pereira.
The women have always fought, from suffragette to striking machines. You see Alex Pereira there drinking from the bottle. Our unofficial scorer, Sean Wheelock, through 3 rounds. How did you have it and why?
Moro, 29-28, 2 rounds to 1, Aline Pereira. This, for me, was the quintessential range fight. Round number 1, Jade Masson-Wong exploding in, landing punches to the head, throwing significant elbows from top position on the ground. Rounds 2 and 3, Aline Pereira really found her kickboxing range on the outside, chopping low kicks, powerful punches to the head. She comes back for me to win this fight, taking rounds 2 and 3.
Does Pereira win her 2nd straight MMA fight, or does Jade Masson-Wong end a 2-fight losing streak? There's Pereira, the siblings. Who do you think won, Kenny?
It was a really close fight, but I think Pereira did enough to get the win. I thought she landed extremely well in both rounds and 2. And again, for me, it was about the volume.
I don't score fights, but I'm Canadian. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Let's go to Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards at cage side. Judge George Allen sees it 29-28, Pereira. Judge John Marigliano sees it 30-27, Masson-Wong. And finally, Judge Jonathan Romero sees it 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Aline Pereira.
Another split decision. Aline Pereira escapes Jade Masson-Wong and improves to 3-2 as a mixed martial artist, receiving a hug from her older brother Alex and the rest of her team. But a hotly contested win as we take a look at CompuStrikes.
You know, if I'm one of the fighters in the back seeing all these split decisions, I'm going, I need to go out there and get a finish. A lot of these have been very close.
Makes me want a banana split.
That's right. But you see, you look at the numbers here. Again, I think it came down to volume, how active they were throughout those rounds. And for me, that was Pereira. I think they got it right. And so did Sean, by the way.
Aline Pereira walking out of the cage victorious. 2 fights are in the books here as the crowd continues to gather for what is an historic night. We saw our first female fight, of course, tonight's main event. Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano, 2 of the most influential females in combat sports history, will get it on. Years in the making. Still to come, many more intriguing battles here on the prelims. And we are ready for action. At featherweight, it is going to be David McGoyan against Albert Morales. Morales owns a 13-fight experience edge, but 13 years younger. McGoyan trains with killers at American Top Team. Kenny, it's youth versus mileage in Fast Forward.
Yeah, and a fight between two powerhouse teams. You mentioned American Top Team there for McGoyan. He's been mentored by Arman Tsarukyan, one of the best 155-pounders in the world. And you see Morales representing Black House MMA here in California. Look at the disparity experience, though, from Morales. Has a ton of fights, but I tell you what, this McGoyan kid is very talented.
Welcome back inside the Hexagon, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Intuit Dome. We move along with our prelim card for MVP MMA as we now arrive in the featherweight division scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first to the cage, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome Albert Morales.
'34-year-old Albert Morales. In a moment of quiet reflection, what's going through his mind, you think, Kenny? As you are, of course, a professional fighter, everyone's different, but what's happening here, do you think?
I think he's getting himself centered. He realizes how big of a fight this is and what an opportunity it is and a gift to be able to fight in his hometown of Los Angeles.
A Bellator MMA and UFC veteran who began his martial arts journey at the age of 21 after serving a year in prison, a life-changing period where he missed the birth of his first daughter and decided to break the cycle that shaped his childhood. Now, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and proud representative of the Belizean heritage, Morales says he's ready to bring violence and redemption to this global stage. And the last time that I checked, he's ready to do battle.
Well, I had a chance to see one of his earlier fights in his career several years back, and he has matured so much. He's so confident when he fights. He knows exactly what he needs to do. All that experience is going to serve him well here, and he has a variety of ways to win. He can win on the ground, he can win on the feet. Can't wait for this one.
While the marathon continues, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. He wouldn't mind getting things done in a hurry.
So impressed with your hip-hop knowledge, Mara.
I'm a Caucasian hip-hop head from back in the day. I miss my radio DJ days. There we go. He knows. And man, he earned his UFC opportunities the hard way. Kept stepping in on short notice against established opponents. Fought Alejandro Perez to a majority draw in his debut. Then he lost to Brett Johns, building a reputation as a tough, always ready fighter before his UFC release back in 2018. But what a huge opportunity to change his family's life tonight.
No question about it. He's an exciting fighter. He knows what he's here for. He's not here to mess around with the judges. He wants to look for the finish here against McGoyan.
The LA Lakers might have something to say about his Belizean Warrior jerseys. Of course, we're in the home of the Clippers, so I better be careful. What is that? Maybe that's what they're doing. They're sending a message. How about Kenny Johnson? Still doing his thing, my man, after all these years. We're all still here. This is like an MMA convention tonight.
There he is, getting ready, getting focused yet again. He was fired up at the weigh-ins yesterday. Dream scenario here for Morales.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, making his way to the hexagon. Here is David McGoyan.
The 21-year-old David McGoyan, you see over his shoulder His chief second UFC fighter, Arman Tsarukyan, whose credentials speak for themselves. Mgoyan started training when he was just 10 years of age, turned pro at 18, and he immediately announced himself with a first round TKO. He's known for aggressive striking and quick finishes, and has developed a reputation as a dangerous young prospect.
When I was doing my video study, I was really impressed with his speed. This is a tremendous athlete. He's gonna have that advantage here. Despite not having the experience, he will have the athletic advantage heading into this fight. He's also very good at disguising his double leg takedowns. He mixes everything extremely well.
Mgoyan proud of his Armenian and Azeri heritage. And of course, Tsarukyan, one of the most known names connected to Armenia in mixed martial arts. Well, someone's getting down tonight. I was going to wear that shirt, then thought against it, Kenny.
He buttoned up way too much. There's got to be 3 less buttons on that shirt.
Mike Rodriguez, well-known cut man on your screen momentarily. There's Tsarukyan, now Mgoyan, and there is Mike Rodriguez. What would be going through your mind during this segment of your fights?
You know, I don't think you want to be too emotional heading into a big fight like this. You want to just recall on your training, let that take over. That's got to be his default here, but he's in good hands. You see Arman Tsarukyan right behind him, as you mentioned earlier. But these are the kind of things that give you confidence. Again, we talked about the quality of your training partners. Those are the guys you kind of want to lean on when you're heading into these big moments.
Yeah, his only loss back in 2025 when he dropped a majority decision to Tommy McMillan, bounced back with a win in January. So a rather quick turnaround for David Mgoyan.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Intuit Dome here in Los Angeles, California. Tonight is the debut of MVP MMA. And as we approach our main card where we go live around the world on Netflix, we continue with our prelim card as we now arrive at the featherweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside: Kokor Chivichia, Rafael Davis, and Giovanni Barrera. And our referee in charge, when the bell rings, is Jason Herzog. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 warriors, 1 fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with white trim, he stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 143.8 pounds. Tonight, he enters the hexagon with a professional MMA record of 19 wins versus 10 defeats. Fighting out of Reseda, California, Albert, the Belizean Warrior Moraes. And now his opponent, standing across the hexagon, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the gold and black trunks, he stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 145.2 pounds. Tonight, he enters the cage with a near-perfect MMA record of 8 victories versus just 1 defeat. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, introducing David, son of God, McGoyan.
I'm not ready to fight.
David Mgoyan, bachelor's degree in education, hoping to deliver a painful lesson tonight to the veteran Albert Moraes, who is 13 years the elder statesman.
First round.
3 5-minute rounds
ready.
at 145. The bell in round 1, and they meet in the center of the hexagon. Lots of feinting already.
And for me, this was one of the more intense stare downs out of anybody at the weigh-ins yesterday. You see, they did not touch gloves for the fight there. They're ready to hurt each other.
They're ready to touch skin.
Exactly.
Switching stances is Moraes. There's the low kick to the lead leg by Mgoyan. Sharp jab right down the pipe by Mgoyan. Oh, nice right hand, and he clocked him.
Beautifully timed counter with that right hand 2 times.
Right hands that land flush, causing Moraes to switch stances again momentarily, and a thudding calf kick by McGoyan, already showcasing his power.
Yeah, and we talked about that athletic advantage, that speed advantage for McGoyan is significant. Moraes has to be very careful with his defense. He needs to keep those hands up and keep that head moving. I like that Moraes is trying to attack the body with those kicks. Nice oblique kick to the knee.
By Moraes. Dangerous. But McGoyan, again, just sitting down on those right hands. And the amazing delivery system.
Extremely sharp with those hands is McGoyan. You also have to watch for the level change right after that. He will, in a split second, look for that double leg. See the head movement from McGoyan. He's doing a great job of getting that head off the center line. He's landing a lot of shots and being defensively sound as a result.
Continues to find the target with the right hand. 3 minutes remaining in the opening round. Moraes trying to find a way to get McGoyan off his game, attacking the lead leg, not always effectively, but McGoyan, meanwhile, remains very poised, very composed, and very powerful like that.
Yes, and Moraes has to be careful when he's in that orthodox stance. He's keeping that lead left hand very low, and McGoyan repeatedly attacking with that right hand because of it.
There's a level change, and there's the double leg that you asked for from David McGoyan, passing, looking to pass the, well, now the close guard, elbow strikes from the bottom by Moraes. He's looking to control McGoyan's posture. If McGoyan creates some distance, he's going to deliver some nasty ground and pound.
Yeah, beautiful execution on that double leg from McGoyan. I knew we would see it at some point. Nice short elbows from McGoyan, but I like the activity from Moraes off of his back, throwing short elbows of his own. And he is very dangerous from his back as well. Look at this. Now trying to attack with the arm lock.
He's got 6 submission wins, does Moraes, including 2 triangle chokes and delivering elbows from the bottom. Meanwhile, McGoyan looking to pass the guard, half butterfly, hook in there by Moraes. Back to the closed guard.
Yeah, McGoyan tried to get to half guard, and Moraes did a great job of switching his hips, getting back to that closed guard. Now trying to wrap up that arm, potentially looking for an arm lock. Not able to get the angle, though.
1.5 minutes left in the first round, and it's actually Moraes. Well, there, posture by McGoyan, a couple right hands, but Moraes very busy from the bottom. What a left hand by McGoyan.
And an up kick as well for Moraes. Loving this scrap so far. Very technical affair so far. You see McGoyan trying to keep his head over the head of Moraes, and that takes away a lot of the submission attacks on bottom.
2 different generations. 34-year-old Albert Moraes fighting off his back. The 21-year-old uber prospect David McGoyan on top, and McGoyan again looking to pass guard, but good guard play by Moraes.
100%. He was looking for that arm lock, then looked like he was going to transition to a triangle choke.
Looking for his 3rd triangle choke. Meanwhile, it's all Moraes with the offense from his back.
He's had a lot of success here. Love how active he's been here, and this is something the judges are going to look for. Everyone just kind of assumes, oh, the guy's on top, he's winning, but not the case here. I think Moraes is doing a fantastic job from guard, but he doesn't want to eat too many of those, though.
The damage, the effective striking and grappling, and really, it is the case that McGoyan is in the top position, but you have to give Moraes, oh, there's looking to pass the guard. Moraes been very busy and, dare I say, effective from his back.
Yeah, it's all about the hip game and how he's attacking. Moraes staying busy, you'll love to see it, and that will start to get some doubt into the head of McGoyan potentially as he considers another double leg takedown.
Roger, right here.
One of the most impressive arenas on earth, the Intuit Dome. Home of the LA Clippers tonight. It's home of MMA, live on Netflix later. Kenny, let's go to the right hands from McGoyan.
Yeah, there's that right hand going up and over. That low hand from Moraes, kind of feinting his way in. Oh, and look at this. But Morales went to kind of frame and keep Mgoyan on the outside. Ended up being an eye poke.
You know how
that bothered Mgoyan.
You know how to become a billionaire? Design a glove that won't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Occupational hazard, unfortunately, there. Good to see Mgoyan able to kind of push through that. You ready? You ready?
So we are set for round number 2 in the featherweight division. The 8-1 David Mgoyan in the blue corner, the 19-10-1 Albert Morales in the red corner, and Morales looking to splash the jab, catches the kick from Mgoyan. And according to our unofficial scorer, Sean Wheelock, he gave Mgoyan the opening round at 10-9.
Morales showing off that iron chin, ate that chin from Mgoyan. Still pressuring forward, though.
And Mgoyan really, again, sitting down on that 1-2, but really delivering the right hand with some extra. Oh, and that time it was Morales saying, I can do it too.
He may not be the faster guy, but if you have good timing, you can do some serious damage.
Good
Excellent
takedown
sprawl.
defense. Yep, the sprawl by Morales to avoid the second takedown from Mgoyan. And I agreed with you, Kenny, what you said after the first set. If I were Mgoyan, I'd try to keep it standing.
Yeah. Now, Mgoyan's finding a lot of success there, but I think he feels way more comfortable when he is in that top position, and I think Morales gave him some
level change,
doubt to that.
Single leg, ankle pick attempt there.
Close your hands, close your hands.
Morales still
Close
on
your
one
fist.
leg. And there's the power and technique of Mgoyan getting his back now. Waist lock brings him, drags him to the mat. Looking for a mat return, perhaps, if Morales gets back to his feet.
Yeah, Morales doing a good job of walking towards the cage. That complicates things for Mgoyan, who's looking for another
takedown.
takedown.
Return. And the scramble, it's controlled by Mgoyan, but still caught now in the half guard of Morales. So Mgoyan showing his technique and strength in order to get it to the ground, but Morales doing well from his back.
Yeah, no question about it. Excellent control here from Mgoyan. Was really stingy and stubborn with those takedown attempts, and Morales now trying to cage walk his way back to his feet. And for Morales, he's going to try to get his back up against the cage and try to sit up. If he can get a posting hand on the mat, he could do that.
Ground and pound now from Mgoyan. Up kick from Morales. Mgoyan has to be careful. Some old school heel strikes.
He's also giving a lot of space for Morales to do just that.
And now Morales giving up his back, but on his feet. There's another takedown by Mgoyan, but he's been unable to maximize the opportunities afforded him.
Oh, look at this, a triangle from Morales. It's close.
Morales looking for his third triangle choke win.
I love the activity from Morales, who continues to attack with machine gun-like attacks. Mgoyan now
looking at pass guard, but caught again in the half guard. Mgoyan's never been finished. 2 minutes left in the second.
Now the half guard position can be utilized extremely well to land grounded pound, but Morales doing a good job of switching those hips. There it is again, getting back to a half butterfly, now trying to attack a guillotine on Mgoyan.
I was going to say yes, and if that would have been the case, that would have been his first guillotine. Oh, an elbow strike from top by Mgoyan. That's gotta hurt, but Morales, another elbow from the top by Mgoyan.
These are absolutely nasty, Marlo, and these are the things that Mgoyan needs to do.
Oh, and there's blood now to the left of the left eye of Morales, it appears.
And Mgoyan really starting to put the pressure now in half guard. If he can isolate the head with his left shoulder, he can turn this into a full guard pass into side control. Morales doing a good job with that overhook. Now trying to attack with the triangle again here, Mauro, potentially.
Yeah, and if he could get his butterfly hooks in there, maybe try an elevator sweep, my friend, although he's been content to remain offensive from the back. Now looking to his hip escape. There's a left hand, another left and right now from the wide base. Mgoyan looking to deliver some damage, but he has to be careful. Morales always looking for the submission.
This has been an extremely technical fight, both on the feet and on the ground from both men. Morales looking for that angle on the arm lock. lock. Mgoyan's onto it.
Final half minute of the second round. Mgoyan working from the open guard of Moraes, but unable to really put together a sustained, damaging attack from top position, looking to pass the guard up against the cage, though running out of real estate, Kenny.
Yeah, he is, and Moraes doing a good job up against that cage. We'll see if he can create some space to try to get back to his feet here. Oh, posturing up is Mgoyan, landing some big shots.
And another right hand from Mgoyan, hammer fist from the bottom by Moraes. Heel strike by Moraes, gets to his feet. Head kick as we hear the bell. Wow.
Steve.
Take some deep breaths.
1, 2.
The fucking rounds are
A lot of great action in that fight. Moraes trying to push on the head, the end of the lever there of Mgoyan. It didn't matter. Mgoyan followed up with a beautiful mat return. There's the triangle attempt off of an arm lock attempt. The beautiful stuff there from Moraes, but Mgoyan was onto it, was able to counter beautifully, almost into side control. And Mgoyan in close guard, chipping away, pounding away with short elbows.
It's been 10 years since Moraes last secured a triangle choke. Began his career at the age of 21, now the 34-year-old veteran looking to stop the rise of the prospect David Mgoyan as we go to the third and final round of this featherweight matchup, and both of them chucking leather in the early going, looking to land that knockout blow. And level change and takedown by Mgoyan. Third one of the fight.
Beautiful double leg. You see his legs continued to move. Just kept those legs moving, drove all the way through, put Moraes on his back. Moraes now trying to cage walk again.
He did a good job of that in the other round, giving up his back. We've seen the takedown and the mat returns from Mgoyan. Waist lock and the takedown. Continues to secure the waist lock. Rolling through, looking for that heel hook. Moraes is dynamic off his back.
He really is. I thought he should have committed onto that leg. A good opportunity there for potential knee bar or a heel hook. Mgoyan with some excellent posturing, able to get to side control, then half guard now for Moraes.
Moraes has done a great job of keeping Mgoyan from improving his position, from moving to side control or full mount. Active guard, and a successful one now. It's Mgoyan wide base, unable to land anything of significance as Moraes continues to impress from his back.
Yeah, he really does, doing a great job of controlling those hands, controlling those wrists, controlling the posture of Mgoyan. Now trying to attack a Kimura lock. It affects the shoulder, but he's run into a lack of real estate there up against the cage.
For us catch wrestling enthusiasts, that's a double wrist lock. Thank you. All right, Masiko Kimura, I give you your flowers.
That's right.
I don't know if the Gracies do. Just over 3 minutes left in the final round. Mgoyan has had dominant position, hasn't really been able to exploit it. What can he do more?
Well, I think he's choosing control over being overly offensive. Moraes is extremely dangerous. He's being a little conservative, I think, because of that.
He's got the back.
Yes.
Got the hook in. Looking for a rear naked choke.
This is where he can really go on offense. Not able to line up his shoulders with the shoulders of Moraes, loses position.
Was searching for a second submission win. Again, looking to bring Moraes back to the canvas. Moraes in turtle position. Midway point of the final round. Now, the takedowns are repeatedly successful. There's another one. How do you have to continue to advance your position and continue to score. Do you just score the takedown?
Yeah, I think this is effective grappling. I would like to see him be a little busier. And for me, again, I don't want to rely on the judges. I want to make sure that they absolutely see that I'm dominating. I'd like to see more ground and pound here from Mgoyan, but he's doing a great job with his mat returns.
Takedown city for David Mgoyan, but Moraes continues to try to defend, hasn't been able to get his offense on track because of the pressure and the top position of Mgoyan, who is controlling him. And the crowd getting a little restless. They've been treated to some scintillating action, and there's really nothing wrong with what we're seeing here in this fight. Mgoyan very strategic.
Yes, and I love the offense from Moraes. He's still trying to look for submissions. He's trying to get back to his feet. There's a lot of other fighters that would have quit a long time ago and just accepted a lot of these takedowns. Now Mgoyan starting to pour it on with some excellent ground and pound here.
And once again, Moraes controlling the posture, shrimping his hips, looking to reverse underhook now. Mgoyan trying to posture up, looking for the guard pass, scramble. There's an elbow. Oh, you have to be careful. That was almost to the back of the head, but it's Mgoyan doing a great job of riding Moraes here, and Moraes expending a lot of energy trying to escape or control.
Yep.
Under a minute left in the fight.
Mgoyan almost in that mount position. Moraes doing a good job with his hip escapes. Has that half butterfly hook. Big right elbow there from Mgoyan.
And
now putting the pressure.
Back.
Now needs to get those hooks in. He's trying to insert that left hook.
Trying to flatten out Moraes. Waist lock gets the hook in.
He's got both of them in now.
Backpack, and again, Moraes looking to roll through to escape. 30 seconds left for Mgoyan, looking for his second submission win. And his second consecutive win, looking for the rear naked choke.
Not quite underneath the chin. Let's see if he can sneak it in there. He's a little closer now.
15 seconds left. Will Moraes tap?
Oh, Moraes with some phenomenal defense there. Touched the chin at the right time.
What a display of heart and guts by Albert Moraes, but a better display of control, power, and technique by David Mgoyan.
What a fight.
Yes, sir.
You're ready.
We had some great exchanges on the feet, but for me, it was Mgoyan's takedowns and control that potentially won the fight for him. Excellent mat returns and persistence on this. Really frustrating Moraes throughout this fight, but Moraes was undeterred, attacked until the very end. Here are those short, chopping elbows from Mgoyan, getting his weight behind them, really close on this rear naked choke as well. Moraes, though, was not gonna tap in his hometown, was able to pry those wrists away from his neck and tuck that chin, turned at just the right time.
Our unofficial scorer, Sean Wheelock, had it a shutout for David Mgoyan. Tell us why, Sean.
3 rounds to none, as you see, Mauro, for David Mgoyan. Kenny, you were talking about the bottom game jiu-jitsu of Albert Moraes in rounds 1 and 2, and I'm a big fan of bottom game jiu-jitsu. But under modern MMA judging, to win a round when you're parked on your back, you can't just attack submissions like Moraes does. You have to threaten with submissions. David Mgoyan, significant ground and pound. It wasn't volume, but there was accuracy, and his positional top control was outstanding throughout.
Let's get the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Judge Giovanni Varela sees it 29-28. Judge Gokor Chivichien sees it 30-26. And Judge Rafael Davis sees it 30-27. Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, David, son of God, Mgoyan.
The 21-year-old David Mgoyan improving to 9-1 as he and Albert Moraes exchanged pleasantries and respect. Moraes, a gutsy effort, unable to do much offensively, but tried his best from his back. And David Mgoyan, just 21 years of age, won this huge stage, and he made the most of it, picking up the victory. Well, coming up, we will see former Bellator welterweight champion Jason Jackson taking on Jefferson Creighton. Jackson is 2 inches taller, has a 4.5 reach advantage, and a lot more high-level experience over the upset-minded Creighton. Jeff Creighton is in the cage getting ready for this huge opportunity. And he's got to cross dangerous geography to get his wrestling on point against a guy like Jason Jackson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move along with our prelim card as we now arrive in the welterweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at cage side: George Allen, John Marigliano, and Marcel Varela. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Big John McCarthy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 warriors, 1 fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with gold trim. He stands 5 feet, 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 168.2 pounds. Tonight, he enters the hexagon with a professional MMA record of 12 wins versus 2 defeats and 1 draw. Fighting out of Jacksonville, North Carolina, Jazzy Jeff Creighton. And now his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, donning the flag of Jamaica. He stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 170.8 pounds. Tonight, he enters the hexagon with a professional MMA record of 19 wins versus 6 defeats. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, introducing the former Bellator welterweight world champion, the ass-kicking machine, Jason Jackson.
No problem, man. Gentlemen, got all the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. When I tell you to stop, stop all your offense. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
I was cage side the night Jason Jackson upset Yaroslav Amosov to become Bellator welterweight champ. He's trying to bounce back tonight against the upset-minded Jeff Creighton, replacing the injured Lorenz Larkin. Opportunity came a-knocking, and Creighton is looking to knock Jackson out. A quick start by Creighton, taking the fight on short notice. You want to get a fast start going there, Kenny.
100%. That was one of my keys for Creighton, to get out there. Don't let that veteran fighter in Jason Jackson take charge.
Calf kick to the lead leg by Jackson. 1-2. Oh! Knock out by Jackson! Mamma mia! The Jamaican just smoked Creighton like a rasta!
Just look at me. It's okay.
What a shot! Nasty left hook there, Morrow.
He just pulverized Jazzy Jeff Creighton, and we hope Creighton is okay, because he was just on the receiving end of a KO of the Year candidate.
Wow. Jason Jackson, I thought he was going to be more patient, but he said, okay, you want to trade? Let's trade. And that left hook landed all the way from New Jersey. My goodness.
The ass-kicking machine, Jason Jackson, just put Jeff Creighton in airplane mode with his 7th knockout win. Welcome to MMA. Brought to you by MVP, and he may just be the MVP of the prelims with that punch.
The fight can end in an instant. I like the aggressive start from Creighton, but he was playing with fire here. A little bit too close there. Zigged when he should have zagged. Jackson getting the respect with that left hand. Nice combination, head up in the air, no defense in place with that right hand. Jackson says thank you very much. What a shot.
The left hook closed the book. And it was night-night Jeff Creighton with a hammer fist to put a punctuation mark on a scintillating knockout win for Double J, Jason Jackson, who's getting props from Jake Paul. Paul's known as the problem child. Well, Jackson would like to be a problem to fellow welterweights. Let's make it official with Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee, Big John McCarthy, calls a stop to this contest at 22 seconds of the very first round, declaring your winner by knockout, the ass-kicking machine, Jason Jackson.
Coming into this fight, Jason Jackson's fastest finish was 55 seconds back in April 2012 against Jerome Buchanan. Double J did it in double two. 22 seconds is all it took for a highlight reel knockout. Let's hear from Jason Jackson now with Ariel Helwani.
Well, thank you very much. I'm here with Jamaica's own Jason Jackson after that unbelievable knockout. Jason, I've been watching you since you scored the knockout. I don't think you've cracked a smile yet. Why aren't you? There it is. Allow yourself to be happy. Congratulations. What's going on in your mind right now?
Well, I didn't, first of all, I want to give all glory and praise to God, because without God, I would not be here. And second of all, you guys are sleeping on me. I should be on the main card. Make him noise.
I know you have felt some sort of way. I know you wanted to prove your point here as you take off your mouthpiece. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Jason, you know, you've been in this game for quite some time, and because we were running a little late here, you didn't get your walkout. And I was wondering if you would need some time to sort of get your bearings here. New promotion, new cage, new setup. You didn't need that. Did that mess with you at all in the beginning?
Nothing was gonna mess with me. After coming here and I realized that no attention on Jason Jackson, I'm a world-class champion. I've been champion in every organization I've been in. I was like, listen, there's nothing you guys could do to break me, because I'm here with my mind made up. And nothing defeat a made-up mind.
What did you say to Jake Paul when you jumped over the cage?
I tell him you need to have me here a little more often. This is my home, and I'm ready. I'm ready to showcase knockout every single time.
And also curious, what did you say to Jeff? I saw you guys embrace afterwards.
Oh, I told him, man, you know, God bless him, and, you know, I love him, and, you know what I'm saying, keep his head up.
Do you feel like you proved your point now? I know you have felt for the longest time that people don't talk about you enough in the welterweight division. Do you feel like now that is going to change? You have put everyone on notice at 170.
That's not enough. That's not enough. I'm not satisfied. I came here for war. I came here for war, and I thank Jeff for coming, because without him, I would never be able to showcase my knockout tonight, but I'm not satisfied. I'm going back to the drawing board, and, you know, I want to give thanks to my corner, Henry Hoof, Delana Taylor, Kamaru Usman, and everybody back at Cliff that been supporting me, and everybody that been involved in my camp. It's been surreal, and I can't complain. Thank God.
Last one, I know you've had some big wins, Bellator welterweight champ, on and on it goes. Where does this moment rank for you?
I don't know, because I don't fight numbers. I don't put a number on it. Just bring me the baddest motherfucker and I'm ready to go.
Well, you have proved that point, I think, here tonight. Inglewood, show some love to Jamaica's Jason Jackson!
Jason Jackson, short circuits, a short notice opponent. It took just 22 seconds for Jackson to finish his fastest fight ever, and all stars in his camp. And wow, what a way to score a highlight reel knockout. Still to come, two more compelling contests, and we are set for our next matchup. It will be Adriano Moraes against short notice replacement Phumi Nakuta. And Moraes, he owns a 5-inch reach edge and twice the experience, but unbeaten. Nakuta has made a habit of shrinking doubts faster than distance. It's a flyweight matchup.
Yeah, battle between two powerhouse teams. Longo Serra MMA have produced so many champions in mixed martial arts, but so has American Top Team. The one thing that stands out to me is the experience of Adriano. Moraes has a ton of it, has a ton of submissions as well. How will that fare against the wrestling of Phumi Nkuta?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move along with our prelim card for MVP MMA before we go live for our main card around the world on Netflix. We continue with our prelim card now at the catchweight division at 130 pounds. 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first to the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Please welcome the undefeated Phumi Nkuta.
Native of Johannesburg, South Africa, his family moved to the U.S. at a young age to flee South Africa's apartheid regime, settling in New Jersey, trained by veteran trainer Ray Longo at Serra Longo MMA. And Nakuta gets the biggest opportunity of his career, stepping in for Mohamed Mokayev, who withdrew because of visa issues despite having had a full camp. That means that Nakuta, undefeated at 11-0, jumps from regional promotions straight to this humongous stage against a former champion in Moraes. And yeah, the bout was moved from 125 to a 130-pound catchweight to avoid forcing Nakuta through an extreme short-notice weight cut.
And I tell you what, this is a tremendous opportunity for him, but it's a well-deserved opportunity for Nakuta, who I've been hearing about for a very long time. He feels disrespected because he feels like he should have been in the big show for a long time now. His undefeated record, I think, proves that. He has excellent wrestling, excellent control. Got to watch out for his striking as well, and they call him Turbo for a reason. He's extremely fast, Mara.
Became hooked on mixed martial arts when he was 12 after randomly seeing Ken Shamrock versus Tito Ortiz while channel surfing. As a pro wrestling fan, Nakuta immediately began training in kickboxing, then Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And if he had his druthers, he wants to be a simultaneous MMA and pro wrestling champion. He can cut a mean promo, you know.
I think he did a great job on the mic yesterday.
Started his career in October 2019 at Bellator 231, where he defeated Alberto Trujillo by unanimous decision. Has been begging, has been pleading, has been scratching and clawing his way to an opportunity like this. And he said, it's not my time, it's about time.
That's right, and having world-class training partners and friends like Aljamain Sterling, Merab Dvalishvili is only going to help his cause.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Please welcome Adriano Moraes.
Now 38, Adriano Moraes, in the twilight of his career, has lost 3 of his last 4 fights, but will always be known for what happened in 2021 when he shocked the MMA world by knocking out the legendary Demetrius Johnson, the Hall of Famer, widely considered the greatest flyweight ever. It was a knee strike and a victory that earned him Knockout of the Year and Upset of the Year honors. He ended up losing the trilogy to Johnson, but Moraes has felt what it's like to be at the top of the sport, and now, here on this stage, he would like to prove that there's still a lot more left.
Absolutely, the MMA journey can be a roller coaster ride at times, but as you mentioned, defeating Demetrius Johnson, not only the greatest flyweight of all time, potentially one of the greatest fighters, period,
Pound
of
for
all
pound,
time.
no doubt.
Unbelievable.
Moraes, a decent striker who will bring his elite jiu-jitsu into the cage. Really dangerous in every phase. He loves knees in transition, submissions from anywhere, comfortable on top or off his back. 15 finishes out of 21 wins, 11 of those submissions.
And I'm fascinated with the battle of wrestling versus jiu-jitsu. Now, I don't want to pretend Nkuta does not know jiu-jitsu. He's very good with his jiu-jitsu, but Moraes, with his submission attacks, is going to try to really utilize some high-level submissions to counter those takedowns of Nkuta.
Moraes looking to get back into the win column. Fighting for the first time since March of last year.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we arrive at the next bout on our prelim card for the debut of MVP MMA. 3 5-minute rounds, a catchweight bout at 130 pounds. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at cage side: Gokor Chivichian, Derek Cleary, and Daniel Mobley. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Herb Dean. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 warriors, 1 fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing the black trunks with green trim, he stands 5 feet, 5 inches tall. He weighed in at 130 pounds even. Tonight, he enters the hexagon, undefeated as a professional. 11 fights, 11 victories, fighting out of South Brunswick, New Jersey, Turbo Phumi Nkuta. And now his opponent, standing across the cage, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with blue and white trim. He stands 5 feet, 8 inches tall. He weighed in at 129 pounds. Tonight, he enters the cage with a professional MMA record of 21 wins versus 6 defeats, with 11 of those wins coming by submission and 4 knockouts. Fighting out of Brasilia, Brazil, introducing the multiple-time world champion and one of the highest ranked flyweights in the world, Adriano Moraes.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're gonna have a clean fight. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Moraes was abandoned on the streets of Brasilia days after his birth before being rescued, adopted, and eventually finding purpose in martial arts. Nakuta, he had to do what mom said first, get a college education before starting his MMA career. He attended Hofstra University just down the road from the Serra-Longo Shark Tank, and we begin, scheduled for 3 rounds. The 11-0 Phumi Nakuta in the red corner, and a former champion Adriano Moraes in the blue corner. And immediately Moraes already utilizing a lot of that footwork. Of course, in Brazil they train in something known as capoeira, Kenny, which is actually, you hide your fighting techniques by dancing.
That's right, and for him, he's gonna have to keep Nkuta on the outside with that long range. Nkuta has an excellent blitzing attack and double leg takedown that Moraes is gonna have to be careful with.
There's a right hand to the midsection by Nakuta, sat down on that lead right. Pawing with the jab, Moraes. Low inside kick there by Nakuta. A lot of feinting here in the opening minute. Circling each other, trying to get a read on your opponent.
Watch the fingers.
And right now I see a huge footwork and speed advantage for Nkuta. Moraes still trying to figure out his range. There's a nice long range attack there from Moraes.
There's a chopping low kick to the lead leg of Nkuta by Moraes.
Yeah, Moraes really showing his experience advantage, fighting the smart fight, using a lot of long-range attacks, attacking that lead leg of Nkuta.
Reach advantage for Moraes, although Nakuta just landed it inside. Leg kick in the 1-2 by Nkuta, but the counter right by Moraes.
Yeah, Moraes is going to have to watch out for that overhand right and the hook of Nkuta as he enters.
High kick blocked by Nkuta, the wing block. We all remember what happened in San Jose, the big fight between Kung Lee and Frank Shamrock when Shamrock blocked a kick like that from Kung Lee, breaking his arm. But Nkuta now sprawling and against the fence, stymieing the takedown effort of Moraes.
And he does so with that underhook. Great job by Nkuta.
Hand on the exit by Nkuta. Very composed, very poised, already showing a lot of confidence in his pressure. The 30-year-old Nkuta, who's been waiting to put on a show on the biggest of stages for a long time. This is the opportunity.
You know, Moraes makes it work for him, but I do not like those arms that are a little bit too low. Nkuta is too fast and too powerful to have those hands that low.
Moraes brings the championship pedigree. Oh, a flying knee by Moraes, counter right by Nkuta. Nkuta switches stances and fires a right hand.
Yeah, Moraes going to look to try to utilize that knee to counter a potential level change from Nkuta. Very dangerous with those knees and that height.
Telegraphed that one, and the right hand landed for Nkuta as Moraes closes distance again. Now it's Nkuta putting all the weight on against Moraes. Moraes tries to bring it to the ground.
Yeah, it's a battle of underhooks. You see that left underhook there for Nkuta, trying to get a tighter connection around the torso of Moraes.
Moraes says that every time he steps into the cage, he carries more than just a fight plan. He carries his story, his belief system, and proof that discipline and hard work can transform plans into purpose. The 38-year-old looking for a huge win here tonight against the short notice replacement, Phumi Nkuta, who stays ready so he doesn't have to get ready.
Moraes doing a good job of moving his head, keeping Nkuta on the outside.
Southpaw stance now by Nkuta, but right hand drops! Moraes caught him off balance, but Nkuta looking for the guillotine choke.
Yep, there's that overhand right that I was concerned with. Nkuta looking for that high elbow guillotine, not able to get it. Moraes with some brilliant defense there.
The sprawl, north-south position, and they're back on their feet. Nkuta with 2 submissions, a rear naked choke and a key lock, was threatening with the guillotine. Moraes has never been submitted.
That hurt him!
Rattling Moraes. Moraes with the level change and ground hammer fist from Nkuta. Nkuta looking to stop Moraes with his strikes. Moraes on his back.
Oh, look at this. Nkuta now maybe looking for an arm triangle. We'll see how clear-headed Moraes is. Has done a good job defensively, but boy, did he catch all of that shin.
Moraes has been knocked out twice, including in his last fight against Yuya Wakamatsu last March 2025. Ground and pound for Nakuta, but that's how you make the most of a short notice opportunity.
100%. Those are the kind of exchanges that can win you the round, and I believe it did just that for Phumi Nkuta.
Relax. Calma aí. Vamos respira. Puxa pra mim. Puxa bem forte. Olha pra mim. A luta tá fácil. Só não fica a mão baixa na frente dele, tá? Olha pra mim. Com a mão baixa. Só entrou pra você baixar a mão. Bate o frontal no meio. Começa a pintar o joelho.
And here's that blitz there. Misses with the overhand right. He was just off balance there. Caught him moving backwards, so his base wasn't underneath him. But here's the kick. That one definitely connected. Clipped him on the temple. And then you see Phumi follow it up with a beautiful sprawl there. Moraes did a good job of trying to get to a clinch position. And I think he saved himself from getting TKO'd there.
Right leg hospital, left leg cemetery, the mantra of Miracle Krokop, one of the greatest strikers in MMA history. And Turbo Nakuta showing he's a proficient striker as well. And a great accounting of his skills in that first round as Moraes immediately goes for the leg kick to kick off round number 2. And while Nakuta may have missed with the right, he did catch him with the strikes, and Moraes immediately attacking the back. And there is Moraes with the backpack position now with the left hand underneath the armpit of Nakuta. Nakuta, good job of hand fighting.
And doing a great job as well of using the cage as almost a second level or second layer of defense here. Nakuta still not totally out of the weeds here. He needs to circle to his left a little bit more. Oh, now he's in trouble.
With 11 submissions, including 4 rear naked choke wins, looking for the RNC right now. Nakuta has never tasted defeat, but facing adversity now against the veteran former champion, Adriano Moraes.
Moraes is a real problem from this rear naked choke position. Let's see if he can sneak in that forearm underneath the chin of Nakuta. You have to believe Nakuta did his homework here in preparing for this very situation.
Although he wasn't given much time to do the homework, he had to cram for this test, Kenny.
Yeah, no question about it. Moraes now really trying to open up that chin, trying to chip away with punches. Nakuta doing a great job of keeping his composure here, trying to keep him up against the cage. And if he gets broken down and falls to the mat, this is where Moraes can really use 100% effort to finish this rear naked choke.
Well, we know he is comfortable from any position, very patient. It's always position before submission, and he's in a great position here, but Nakuta's also not panicking.
No, he's not. He's trying to unwind the legs, and he does!
And he changes the level, looking for the takedown. What an escape by Nakuta!
Nakuta so well schooled. Now, with that body lock position, let's see if he can move to the back of Moraes. Moraes trying to get that overhook in play. You see that left arm trying to stop Nakuta from going to his back. Does a great job of achieving it.
We've reached the midway point of the round and the fight. A bit of a stalemate against the fence, but there are little miniature battles going on here, Kenny.
Yeah, no question about it. You see that shoulder position from Nakuta trying to drive it into the armpit. Decides to break off and attacks with the knee to the body.
Jab from Nakuta misses. The longer reach of Moraes works for him. Head kick. Oh, counter left hook upstairs by Nakuta.
Nice left hook there from Nakuta.
Calf kick to the lead leg of Moraes by Nakuta. 2 minutes left in the round, and Nakuta's looking for a power shot. There it is, the right hand. Again, Moraes has been stopped twice via knockout, including in his last fight just over a year ago. 1:45 left in the second round. Head kick blocked as jab lands for Moraes.
And Nakuta better respect the hands of Moraes as well. That left hand getting a little bit too low for my liking.
Nakuta remains on the hunt. Moraes using lateral movement, trying to find an angle.
Moraes has a very unorthodox approach to striking.
Hand.
Can be very hard to get a rhythm on someone like that.
Nakuta's corner wants him to double up the jab. Head kick blocked. Be nice to follow up with one of those right hands.
Yeah, I think Nakuta needs to get to work here to try to steal this round if he can. Land some big combinations.
Level change by Moraes, stuffed by Nakuta again. It lands a strike on the break. Calf kick by Nakuta. Southpaw from Moraes. High kick blocked. Nakuta crashes the space with the left hand. Sharp jab from Nakuta.
Yeah, Moraes not moving his head as much as he did in round one. Still keeping those hands really low. He's going to be susceptible to that overhand right yet again, and the hook.
Oh, spinning back fist attempt by Nakuta. 30 seconds left in the round. Right hand connects. That time it did. It still was more of an off-balance shot, but it landed.
Yeah, and Nakuta's going to need more of this to try to steal this round. Moraes still up, in my opinion. Nice left hook from Moraes and a right hand.
In an exchange here, Nakuta now being bothered by the striking of Moraes.
Yeah, a little bit of blood out of the nose of Moraes here.
Final seconds of the second stanza. And just as Nakuta was landing the left, it was a jumping knee from Moraes.
Oh, that was close.
Relax. Water in your hand. Close the round. I don't know what I have to solve. Okay, I thought you won because you was more damage and aggressive on the couple last minutes. Okay, this round we need to do the same thing, Phumi. Little bit more volume, especially on the body. No more body kicks for me.
Here was the best moment here from Moraes, who ended up catching that leg, turned it into a single leg. Nkuta unable to secure that overhook. That gave up his back, and Moraes, aggressive to try to take that back, was able to secure that second hook. And here's Nkuta pairing that leg, landing a nice left hook. That was near the end of round 2. Another close round.
Ready, fight.
Our penultimate prelim bout continues here. We appreciate you wherever you may be watching and getting ready for an historic night at the Intuit Dome. Coming up at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on Netflix. But right now it's round 3 between Adriano Moraes in the blue corner and the undefeated Phumi Nkuta in the red corner. And we are through 10 minutes now into the third round. Good left hand there from Nkuta. According to our unofficial scorer, Sean Wheelock, he had the last round going to Moraes. He has it dead even. So according to Sean, the fight hangs in the balance.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to this round for me. Moraes starting to get more aggressive, starting to back up Phumi Nkuta.
1-2 by Moraes, backs up Nkuta. Nkuta coming forward, misses with the right hand.
Like to see more feints from Nkuta.
Moraes checked that kick and then threw a left kick of his own. Upstairs level change by Moraes, but again on the break, Nkuta just misses with the right. Right cross lands for Moraes on the jaw of Nkuta.
Yeah, Moraes doing a good job of really maximizing that length. Certainly not the most athletic guy here against Nkuta, but doing a great job of landing a lot of shots from that outside position.
Nakuta's corner continues to ask for the double jab, but he's got to do more than that, Ken. He's got to follow up with the right hand, which has landed.
Yes.
But here comes Moraes with the right of his own. Long reach of Moraes, paying dividends. Low kick by Nkuta. Oh, and that jab scored for Moraes. And Moraes looking to earn some of those air miles.
Yeah, he's looking for that knee, especially as Nkuta gets close to the cage. And it's all about the long-range strikes from Moraes so far in round 3.
Both of them switching stances.
Moraes staying busier than Nkuta so far. Nkuta with the cleaner footwork, but as soon as he cuts an angle, he needs to attack.
Nkuta coming off a victory in March of this year, so not as much as cage corrosion as Moraes, but a hotly contested fight here, midway point of the final round. The veteran champion Moraes trying to hand Nkuta his first loss. Ooh. Nkuta tries to land the money shot with the right. Left hook by Nkuta. Nice jab by Nkuta, but doesn't follow up with the right. Goes downstairs with a low kick.
Beautiful short left hook there from Nkuta.
Another left hook upstairs. He's unable to deter the attack of Moraes. Moraes coming forward with a 1-2. Left hook by Nkuta. Another left hook just misses.
Yeah, Nkuta starting to land with way more precision now.
Lead left hook lands to the jaw Moraes by Nkuta. Left hook by Moraes. Check hook there by Nkuta. Minute and a half left in the fight. And Nkuta really starting to get busy with the left hook.
Yeah, Moraes showing he still has a pretty good chin. He's eaten a lot of shots here in round 3, and he's starting to slow down. Can Nakuta take over here?
Nakuta coming on strong. Level change. Moraes looking to take it to the ground. The strength and leverage of Nakuta has Moraes with his back to the cage. We have reached the final 60 seconds of this bout between Adriano Moraes, the 38-year-old veteran, and the 11-0 Phumi Nkuta.
Oh! Nasty overhand right there from Nakuta. That got Moraes' attention. Now a body shot, the left hook from Nakuta.
Moraes' hands are down, looking for the knee. Right hand by Nakuta, looking to drop Moraes. Moraes lands a right. Slipping and rolling with the shots is Nakuta. 30 seconds left. Right hand lands Nakuta. Crowd wanting the fistic fireworks to continue to close out this fight.
Yeah, some beautiful exchanges. Big right hand again from Nakuta.
Moraes and Nakuta expending all their energy. From Moraes immediately takes the back. Seconds left. Moraes looking for the rear naked choke. High drama. Nakuta survives an incredible sequence. Finish the fight and
Nakuta's out.
Nakuta's out. Nakuta's out.
Are you kidding me?
Mamma mia! Wow! Incredible finish to the fight.
Nakuta was definitely out, belly down on the mat.
Moraes looking for his 5th rear naked choke victory. The submission specialist wanting to prove he's a submission magician. Almost made Nakuta's undefeated record disappear just like that.
That's the cost of being too aggressive in mixed martial arts. You'll love to see it. I think that's exactly what Nakuta had to do, but may have paid the price at the end of round 3 for it.
15 fantastic minutes. Wow. Let's go to unofficial score. Sean Wheelock, how'd you have it?
Morrow, I was giving that 3rd and final round to Phumi and Nkuta. Adriano Moraes then locked on the submission. I think this is a technical submission. The California State Athletic Commission has instant replay. Andy Foster, their executive director, is looking at it now. The issue is Phumi and Nkuta out? If you're unconscious, when the bell rings, you cannot win the fight. That's what Herb Dean and Andy Foster are trying to determine right now.
Well, I think there's no question about that. I think he was certainly out. Now, the knee didn't land. It was a shin to the body that knocked Nakuta off balance. That didn't get him, but the rear naked choke definitely did. He was in that choke for a long time, Morrow. Nakuta, being the warrior that he is, fought to the very end. Herb Dean prized those arms away, and you see, he is not moving. He's belly down. That is a knockout. That is I think that's going to be a finish. That's going to be a technical submission, yeah.
Technique met timing, and timing turned cruel.
Here it is, Moraes with the rear naked choke. The arm is trapped. You see the right arm of Phumi Nkuta is trapped. That's why he couldn't defend it properly. Brilliant job by Moraes, and here he is, belly down. Moraes saying it is over. Those guys got excited.
Amen. If you don't get excited, why do you show up? And how can you now? Okay, here we are, the officials looking over the replay, as Sean mentioned. Instant replay legal here in California. You see Andy Foster, Herb Dean, Mike Beltran, all watching. And of course, Sean, what are they going to be looking for? The bell, right? When the bell happened, and was he unconscious?
It is the bell, and you see Mike Beltran is the outside referee. So on this bout, he is assigned as the replay official. You see that Mike Beltran has the headset on. They are listening for the bell. Again, the determination is if Adriano Moraes hit the technical sub, Phumi and Nkuta lost consciousness on the rear naked choke before the bell sounded, that's a technical submission win for Adriano Moraes, 4:59 of round 3. If it's determined Nkuta was awake and then went out immediately when the bell sounded. Then we go to the judges' scorecards. High drama indeed.
Amen. What a night it's already been here at the Intuit Dome. We saw that incredible knockout by Jason Jackson. Did we just see an incredible submission from Adriano Moraes? We are waiting on tenterhooks. The conversation continues. They want to get it right.
In California, you can only go to replay on mixed martial arts in fight-ending sequences. This is absolutely a fight-ending sequence.
Let's listen for the bell. He was still holding on.
He was.
When the bell rang. I don't know if he was out.
I mean, when he let go, he was out. That's the thing.
But the grip was still there. You saw it too, right?
Exactly. He did hold on to it. And if I'm Phumi Nkuta, I'm using the excuse of me when I'm on the couch watching a movie. I wasn't out. I wasn't sleeping. I was just closing my eyes. Man,
we
what
saw
a
the
fight.
climactic moment of a movie there with that finishing sequence. And so the longer we wait, the more interesting it gets. The referee has both fighters in the center of the cage. That means we have a decision, I believe, and we will await the announcement from Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean, after further review, calls a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 59 seconds of the third and final round, declaring your winner due to a technical submission by a rear naked choke, Adriano Moraes.
One mistake, one opening, one unforgettable consequence. Turbo Nakuta tastes defeat for the first time. Adriano Moraes, with the most dramatic finish of his career, picks up his 12th submission win, his 5th via rear naked choke. None more memorable than that, Kenny.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I got to think that even if it wasn't called a technical submission, that it probably would have been a win anyway on the scorecards because of that exchange.
Let's hear from the winner.
Thank you, Mauro. Adriano, that's one of the wildest finishes to a fight that I have ever seen. Can you describe what you were thinking in those final moments and how you got it done when it appeared as though you may have lost the fight if it went to the scorecards?
The fight was really tough, but for now, I just want to say thank you to my Jesus Christ, my Savior, my beautiful team, American Top Team, Macarrão, the one and only Stevie Moko, the young Punisher, Pedro Munoz, the Pajé Macarrão, my team that come with me, my fans that supported me since the beginning, my family, Lila, Lala, Papai ama vocês, já estou de volta. For everybody who supported me, my sponsorship. Bro, this fight was tough as hell, you know? Phumi is no joke, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do everything, wrestle, kick, punches. He was there all the time. He defend takedown, defend the back really good. But in the last seconds, I was really fortunate to get the finish. And when the Dean's coming and I let go, he was sleeping already. Was really, really good.
I want to give Phumi a chance to give his side of the story as well. Please, Phumi, if you can, tell us how you're feeling after that shocking turn of events. And do you think they got it wrong?
Hey, LA, what do you think? What do you think? Come on, baby. They used to say I was boring. They used to say I wasn't good enough. I came here on the biggest stage in about, what, a week's notice? And this is the fight they gave me. Hey, look, end of the day, I showed up, I showed out. I gave him the toughest fight ever. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm saying that went to the scorecards, and if it did, that's me up. I would love to do it again, Moraes. What about you?
Were you out? Were you out?
Hey, do I look out to you? Come on, baby. I'm up. LA again. What do you think? Come on, baby. I'm a showman. Let's do it again.
Adriano, very quickly, do you want a rematch?
Look, I think he's dreaming. You know, he's still dreaming because he slept really, really good. But We can do it again for sure. Can't wait. Moraes vs. Phumi 2 is coming up.
Hey.
Last one.
How about this? If Netflix really wants to get into the world of MMA, they want to stay here for good, let's do Turbo Phumi Nakuta versus Moraes for the inaugural MVP Flyweight Championship of the world, baby. I'm here, he's here, let's do it.
I think Inglewood agrees with that one.
Come on, man. Come on, I'm the winner. I'm the winner. Guys, he's lapped 4 minutes, 59 seconds. Come on, I'm the winner. He cannot do the rules here. Let's go, guys, Netflix. Hey, guys. Woo!
Inglewood, show some love to these great fighters. And the winner, Adriano Moraes.
And that rear naked choke, poetry written in pressure, an amazing night of fights. And for Adriano Moraes, surrounded by greatness, picks up the dramatic submission win. One fight left here on the prelims, and it is going to be Jake Babian against Namo Fazil. And Babian's 5-inch reach advantage matters, but the brash Fazil could turn length into a liability if he closes range. We have Babian with the big reach advantage, looking to maximize that here in this fight tonight.
And here we have Namo Fazil, brash fighter out of Kurdistan, representing American top team, taking on Jake Babian, a guy who's extremely aggressive, is going to try to utilize his wrestling to try to put the kickboxer Fazil on his back. These guys have been going back and forth all week.
Sean, what are the rules?
This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. There is no kicking or kneeing the head of a grounded opponent. Strikes to the back of the head, spine, and groin are all illegal, and a fighter cannot legally grab the fence with their fingers or toes.
Inside the Intuit Dome, live from Los Angeles, California, we now arrive at the main event of our prelim card for MVP MMA. 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first to the hexagon, fighting out of the red corner from Long Beach, California, Jake Babian.
I should have asked him if he had the Mountain Dew.
28-year-old Jake Babian, known for his explosive finishes, has won 6 straight, 4 by knockout, 1 by submission, resides in Long Beach but grew up in Hawaii, where life revolved around spearfishing, discipline, and learning toughness early. Fighting began as instinct but evolved into obsession. He had more than 100 jiu-jitsu victories and multiple belts before he eventually left the islands and the comfort of home to chase a bigger dream here in California. He's balanced trade work with relentless daily training, building himself into a pressure-heavy MMA fighter known for pace, aggression, and a willingness to hunt finishes.
Yeah, Babian is like a Tasmanian devil when he fights, is extremely aggressive, always pursuing that takedown, has heavy grounded pound. This one's gonna be fun.
He began his MMA training in 2021, and he's a guy that learned a hard lesson immediately, losing his professional debut, getting stopped, but bouncing back and proving to be a force to be reckoned with. And we've seen it. We've always said, and I do obviously a lot of boxing, and everyone protects their 0 and the undefeated record. They're MMA Hall of Famers with double-digit losses because they fought the best of the best. And if you don't lose, you haven't fought anybody. That's according to Miracle Pro Cup too.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, in mixed martial arts, it's a vast ocean. There are so many ways to win and lose. As we just saw, that's what makes this such a beautiful sport. Look at that last fight. Anything can happen.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, making his way to the cage, here is Namo Fazil.
Born in Finland, one of the happiest places on earth, and fighting out of Kurdistan, Iraq, Namo Fazil, 6-fight winning streak, 5 finishes. He's brash, he's loquacious, known as Kurdistan's McGregor in reference to, of course, UFC's biggest ever star, the always quotable Conor McGregor. But Fazil says that he is coming to not only make a name for himself, but to inspire other Kurdistan citizens. He gives back, he teaches Kurdistan youth MMA, and he got into it with Mike Perry, who's involved in one of our feature fights on the main card of Netflix, but he's got to worry about his opponent, Jake Babian, first.
That's right. I mean, he just loves to fight. He loves to scrap, calling out anyone and everyone pretty much. But I think his wrestling defense is going to have to be on point here against Babian. This is an excellent striker, though, Moro. When he's putting together his combinations, whether it's with his feet or with his hands, he's a guy that can knock you out with anything.
And we talk about learning from losses. Fazil said that his only defeat against Muhammad Alra changed his entire mindset. Neutralized by wrestling and control, Fazil learned the danger of leaving fights to the judges. And after that, well, we've seen him become far more aggressive, shifting toward a finish-first mentality, which is built on pressure and knockouts. A guy whose journey began at the age of 15, and Kenny, you mentioned it, a tremendous striker, multiple-time Muay Thai and kickboxing champion, and he's all about aggression.
Really is, and has been focusing a lot on his grappling and his wrestling defense. He's definitely going to need that here in this matchup.
He also cited his kickboxing record, an entirely different career, 34 fights, 30 wins, 25 knockouts.
Extremely impressive.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the debut of MVP MMA, and before we go live around the world on Netflix, we arrive at the main event of our prelim card. 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at cage side: Michael Bell, Raphael Davis, and Ron McCarthy. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Jason Herzog. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 warriors, 1 fight. Who wants it more? Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white trunks with green and black trim. He stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 171 pounds even. Tonight, he enters the hexagon with a near-perfect professional MMA record of 6 victories, opposite just 1 defeat. Fighting out of Long Beach, California, by way of Waikoloa, Hawaii, Jake the Babian. And now his opponent, standing across the hexagon, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with white trim. He stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 170.8 pounds. Tonight, he enters the cage with a near-perfect professional MMA record of 9 victories, opposite just 1 defeat. Fighting out of and representing Kurdistan, Namo, grandson of Saladin, Fazil.
Okay, fighters, we went over the rules in the back. There were no final questions from either of you. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Come out ready to fight.
Jason Jackson, who had a knockout of the year candidate earlier, probably watching with interest another welterweight matchup. Namo Fazil and Jake Babian, both looking for their 7th straight win, both looking for their 4th consecutive finish. You might want to glue your eyelids open for this one.
You ready? You ready? Fight!
Immediately, both come out as expected, looking for the quick finish. No defense. Babian on the attack, Fazil countering. It's wild.
Now this is a brawl from the get-go. Babian looking for the takedown and clinch. Fazil doing a good job of defending it.
Body kick, spinning elbow by Babian and another elbow. There's Fazil sitting down in his shots. Now the jab and a head kick by Babian. Level change, stuffed by Fazil, but he eats the right and the left.
That was a nice knee in the clinch from Babian, but he's got to be careful. He's playing with fire here against Fazil.
This is the kind of fight that CompuStrike tabulators get carpal tunnel syndrome. Babian with the level change, but still unable to secure the takedown.
Now able to lock hands is a much better position for him.
Let go.
Decides to go up to the upper body clinch.
Yep, Fazil warned for holding on to the fence, but now it's Babian on his back, but still controlling Fazil. Fazil wants to reverse, turn it around, and work from top position, which he does.
Yeah, doing a good job of getting his hips and head higher than that of Babian. Babian, though, trying to take the back, and he does. Beautiful
Babian
recovery.
Has one submission win on his resume, looking for the rear naked choke. Fazil has never been submitted.
Yeah, Babian's too high. He's not underneath the chin here. See if Fazil can turn. If he circles over to his left. Now he has that second hook, does Babian.
Yeah, trying to get that body triangle employed, but still just controlling the back, trying to find a way to get that arm underneath the neck of Fazil, who's doing a good job defending blindly.
Yeah, and he's all smiles for some reason.
Hey,
he is relaxed.
He was born in Finland. I told you, happiest place on earth.
Oh, there he is, trying to get on top.
Babian and full mount.
Babian just a step ahead with his grappling here.
Good scramble by Fazil. Able to not keep Babian in full mount. Babian dropping those elbows, and thankfully 12-6 finally legal.
This has been non-stop action here from both of these men. Babian trying to take the back again.
Hooking. Don't want to get your fingers into the nostrils or the mouth. And he does have the wrestling base.
Babian now trying to insert one of those hooks. The cage is complicating things a little bit there.
Past the midway point of the opening round, a tremendous start, and now it's Babian controlling from the back. Of course, Fazil, a grounded opponent, explain that. What constitutes a grounded opponent, Kenny?
Yeah, Fazil's got, now he's not.
Looking for the rear naked choke. He's got a backdoor escape by Fazil, stacking up Babian, and he could drop some missiles from here if he wanted.
Babian got way too high with that back take and paid for it. Fazil now on top. I'm surprised Fazil's not trying to get back to his feet here, Mauro.
I agree, or at least try to deliver some ground and pounding, just controlling Babian. After Babian had his back for a long duration, was going for the rear naked choke, but now Fazil controlling Babian, but not improving his position.
Babian maybe trying to attack one of the legs of Fazil. Fazil can kind of turn to the right side.
Final 90 seconds of the round.
He's out.
Side control by Fazil. Hammer fist, got to be careful, don't rabbit punch. Shots to the back. And now looking for potential guillotine. Left hands from Fazil to the head of Babian.
Yeah, Fazil doing a great job of letting Babian carry his weight here, trying to exhaust him early in this fight.
Coming up on the final minute of the opening round, body shots by Fazil from top position. Now some uppercuts under the armpit to the face of Babian. Babian trying to get back to his feet, while Fazil would like to keep him neutralized and maybe look for a potential guillotine or a variety, maybe a Darce choke.
Yeah, Babian's got to try to use that cage to try to get back to his feet. Fazil saying hello to us here in the booth, continuing to pound away and let Babian carry his weight, chipping away to the body.
Fazil controlling Babian now with 30 seconds left in the round. Babian trying desperately to escape this position. Fazil now going again for the neck. And body shots to the ribs of Babian.
Yeah, he's utilizing that headlock extremely well. That could be exhausting on the back and neck.
For another choke, elbows to the back. Fazil delivering shots to the body and elbows. Namo Fazil ends the round in control.
Stop. Right over here. Stop. Over there. Right here. Take a sip of it.
Hey, but look for your knee.
2 in, 2 out. You got to think like this. If you're throwing down for him, you don't got to make yourself that short, okay? Look for his body, his legs, but get an angle on him.
And these guys wasted no time. Babian in on that takedown, gets around to the back. Able to secure both hooks at one point, was relatively close to that rear naked choke, but Fazil smiling, keeping his composure. Babian able to follow up into mount. Fazil doing a good job of escaping some really bad positions. Here's one of them. Babian got a little too high. Fazil felt it, got on top and ended the round in a very strong position.
You're on the line. Get back on the line. Good. Get back. You ready? You ready? Fight!
Bell in round number 2, body kick immediately from Fazil, and he goes on the attack, and he hurts Babian. Babian bounced off the cage, body kick by Fazil, putting all of his power behind these shots. Left hook by Fazil, and Babian feeling the power of the Kurdistan conqueror. Knee from Fazil.
I also think Babian is exhausted from round 1. He was carrying the weight of Fazil for the majority of the end of that round. Fazil now putting together combinations.
Yes, and in the words of my fellow Canadian Drake, who just dropped 3 albums yesterday, Babian more tired than Firestone, but looking for a last gasp attempt at his takedown, and it's sprawled by Fazil.
Yeah, strong
and now
sprawl.
maybe looking for the anaconda. Anaconda choke.
That's looking tight here.
Milton Vieira, Brazilian top team back in the day, introduced us to the...
There it is!
And there's the tap! He tapped faster than a credit card, and full credit to Namo Fazil with an impressive submission win. His first... Makes that his 4th submission win, but his first via anaconda choke.
Patience and efficiency, Morrow. That's what won Fazil this fight. Did a great job of sprawling when he needed to. Tired him out. Great performance there from Namo Fazil.
And he's receiving his plaudits from promoter Jake Paul, introducing, oh wow, lots of blood there for Jake Babian, who came with plenty of fight, plenty of aggression, and the grappling, the control, the submission prowess of Namo Fazil. Just too much for Babian, whose 6-fight win streak ends. But for Fazil, he's now won 7 in a row, and now that is his 4th consecutive finish.
Here's that shot to the body from Fazil that started it all. Great right hand upstairs from Fazil. Babian absolutely exhausted at that point. There's the elbow. I think that's what cut him. And then he goes right into this beautiful Darce choke. We see all the weight of Babian in on that left arm of Fazil, and he has to tap out. Fazil showing he's much more than just a kickboxer, Morrow.
Amen. That is his 4th submission win. And he chokes out Jake Babian. Let's get the decision from Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jason Herzog calls a stop to this contest at 58 seconds of the 2nd round, declaring your winner by submission via a Darce choke, Namo Fazil.
So the Darce choke gets it done for Namo Fazil, improving to 10-1. Let's hear from the winner.
Morrow, thank you very much. Here with the winner, Namo Fazil, with a spectacular submission win. I know you want to say a lot. Do me a favor, take the mouthpiece out and let the world know how you're feeling after that big win and after it got heated this week.
Hey, like I said, we keep it 100 out here, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I talk my shit, but I back it up like a motherfucker. Hey, not gonna lie, I had a shit week, but at the end of the day, we did it. And I want to appreciate ATT, Coach Jade for helping with the nutrition, everything. Richie, Steve Bruno, the #1 coach in the fucking States. Marco, all of them. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. Let me tell you something, guys. Let me fight tomorrow. I'm down to fight anyone, any minute, any place. Like I said, I fight my mama for free.
You said you had a bad week. What happened?
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of died, and I came back, to life. And like I said, it was the worst week for me, but, I ain't no bitch. Mama didn't raise no bitch, so I'll pass through it with my team, especially my little brother, Kay. I appreciate you for everything. I love you more than anything, and I love my wife, too. Yeah!
I don't mean to harp on this, but what do you mean you kind of died? The weight cut was bad?
Well, if I'm honest, yeah, the weight cut was kind of bad because I kind of fucked up. I literally passed out. Got up again, and I was like, oh, shit. But that ain't no problem, Alani. Let me tell you something, baby. I can handle business, and I want to say thanks to Ali Abdulaziz, baby. Much love, brother. Hey, anyone can get these hands, baby.
Can I ask about the start of the fight? He came out like a bull. Were you expecting that kind of aggression from him off the jump?
Not really, because I love to stand and bang, you know what I'm saying? So when he stand and bang, I was like, you nigga, you ain't got nothing on me. So let's get this. Then he started going away, and my coach was like, be smart with it. Move technically. That's what we did. We executed it perfectly, and, we finished the job. That's what we're here to do.
Is the beef squashed? You guys good now?
Yeah, man, when you come here and you beat each other up and blood, you see blood and everything that happened today, you say, fuck it, it's not worth it to have that beef. You know what I'm saying? By the way, Arman Surikian, where you at? We gotta talk, baby.
I know you have an issue with him. You also mentioned that you were offered Mike Perry. You also said that Nate was the easier fight. You kind of stole the show at the press conference, and so I do want to ask you, are you going to be watching that fight later on tonight? Do you want the winner?
Oh, hell yeah! Anyone can get these hands. Mike Perry didn't want to fight me. I know you're scared, baby, especially seeing this perform. Damn right you don't want to fight me. All respect to Nate Diaz. I'm a huge fan of him. He's my brother. So knock him out and choke him out, baby. But if you can, let me handle the business, you know what I'm saying?
Namo, congratulations on an incredible win and an incredible week as well. Inglewood, give it up for your winner, Namo Fazil!
Namo Fazil, you obviously earn your respect and accolades by winning your fights, but you really make your money with what you do on the microphone, and that guy knows how to make the most of his mic time.
I think so. I think he was impressive at the press conference. He was impressive, knew exactly what he needed to do on that mic, who he wanted to call out. Great performance.
What a night it's already been here at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. A six-pack of scintillating prelim scraps, and coming up at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, we go live for the first time on Netflix as we bring you more MMA excitement.
Control is learned. Restraint is taught. Aggression is instinct. Pressure builds. Bodies break. You won't see the moment. You'll feel it. No way out. Blink, and you bleed. It only takes one fight to change everything.
For the first time ever, mixed martial arts will be live on Netflix. Coming up at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, with a loaded lineup, culminating with one of the most significant cultural fights in MMA history. Two of the most important females in the sport, the pioneer Gina Carano, the global phenom Ronda Rousey. A fight literally years in the making. It goes down in the main event, the people's main event. The original baddest mother effer, Nate Diaz, takes on the king of violence, Mike Perry, in a fight that should provide plenty of pugilistic pyrotechnics. Speaking of which, the lineal MMA heavyweight champion and possibly the man who possesses the hardest punch in MMA history, Francis Ngannou, takes on the upset-minded Philipe Lins over 5 5-minute rounds. One of the best fighters outside of the UFC. It's Saladin Parnasse. He takes on Kenneth the Boss Cross in lightweight action, and we are kicking things off with former UFC heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos doing battle with Cuban Olympic bronze medalist in Taekwondo, Robelis Despain. It's all coming your way at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Don't miss it, live on Netflix. For my broadcast partner, Kenny Florian, I'm Mauro Ranallo. Join the rest of us here from the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles at the top of the hour. You do not want to miss this momentous occasion.